While I intro the Smoking Tire Podcast, bro, we got StockX. I love StockX. I used StockX to buy my gold G-Shock. And if you love analog cars, there's a good chance you love mechanical watches as well. We've got style, performance, and practicality at the center of watch and car culture alike. Our choice for each says something about us, who we are, and what matters to us. Well, we like to think it does, at least. When I'm buying a watch, I like to take ownership of the experience as much as I can, and that is why I love StockX. StockX is the world's first online stock market of things for high-demand consumer products, including sneakers, watches, and handbags. StockX connects buyers and sellers using the same methodology as the world's stock markets, an anonymous live bid-ask market. All products are physically authenticated by StockX, allowing participants to focus on the transparency of data available, including real-time market pricing, in-depth market analysis, individual portfolio tracking, historical sales, and volume metrics. Whew! That means no stressing about shady buyers and sellers, no lengthy descriptions, and no blurry pictures to decipher. All watches are in excellent or better condition. All you've got to worry about is finding the watch you want and placing a bid you feel comfortable with. StockX makes buying and selling watches online a lot better. Give it a try yourself at StockX.com/smoking. And that's true. I did really swear to God before I read this, before they came to me. I bought a watch through StockX. I placed a bid. I got the watch. The guy sent the watch to StockX. I sent the money to StockX. They changed hands. It's like a little escrow thing. And I got my watch. They got their money. Everybody happy. The whole process took 6 days. And I know I was getting something legit. Gold anniversary G-Shock, son. Continental belts. We're going to have to fix this ad right now, Zach, because it's the weird things found in cars. We're just going to throw that part of that out the window because that is poor copywriting.
You know what else is weird? High quality parts.
You know what else is weird? Finding yourself stranded on the side of the road with a snapped serpentine belt because your shit dry rotted.
We should go the other way. Isn't it nice when things work for a very long time and you don't have to fix it? Like a watch or an instrument or
an engine, a car. What if you had a problem with your car where if the belt snapped, your whole engine would destroy itself? That could be real. So keep your stupid belt looking good and running properly. That's why you want to use Continental belts. There we go, Zach. That's way better. I bet you didn't know they're in tens of millions of Chrysler, Dodge, Ford, and GM vehicles that roll off the assembly line. They're also OE. That stands for original equipment on the majority of BMWs and Volkswagens. Now, Continental is launching the aftermarket multi-V belt with the OE pedigree. It's their OE technology series. Belts that are fanatically engineered for perfect fit, form, and function. And Continental has an OE technology series multi-V belt for 98% of the vehicles on the road. 98%! That's a lot. You get, enough surprise. Then it goes back to the surprises thing. Nope, forget that. If you want your car to run for a long time and not have it eat itself because you didn't have a good belt on it, that's the thing that actually happens. Get a Continental OE Series multi-V belt, the belt with the OE pedigree. Go to OEtechnologyseries.com. That is better. We will change that in writing for next time. And Smoking Tire Podcast. Hello. What's happening, folks? Wednesday afternoon. Our travel schedules are fucked, right? So we're having, what we have is, now that we're all here, everyone's here this week. We have 4 podcasts in 4 days.
Next week, though, everyone's gone.
Everyone's gone. Yep. Everyone's gone next week, myself included. But this week, everyone's here, so it's 4 podcasts in 4 days. And if you include Monday, 5 podcasts, So there's a lot going on, but hello, and thank you for joining us. Jonathon Klein is in the building.
What's going on?
Hey, buddy.
What's going on?
You just got here on a motorcycle. What kind of bike are you riding?
An Aprilia Dosaduro 900.
Oh, fuck, there's a 900?
Yeah.
I rode the 750 back in the day and loved it.
The 900 is so good.
Is this the replacement or an in-between?
Yeah. No, it's the replacement.
So no more 750? Is there still a 12? There was a 1200 or something as well.
I'm not sure if there's a 12.
Dosaduro 750 was like one of my favorite motorcycles I've ever ridden.
This is getting
rock
to
star?
Oh yeah. I've taken it up ACH a couple times already.
Yeah.
And it wants to mob. Like, it makes you so confident to just ride it.
Is it still like really light and agile and fucking badass?
It's essentially a dirt bike with a 900cc engine.
That's amazing.
Dude, do you remember when I had the 750 back in the day? It sounded like you took hacksaw and cut 2 cylinders of a Ferrari V8 off.
So it sounded
It
like
sounded
a Julia.
fucking badass. Pop, 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 pop. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds good when he pulled in for sure.
Yeah, we heard
It's like
you.
a supermoto
Yeah.
thing. That seems like the most
so
fun.
supermoto.
Yeah.
It even has like knuckle protectors too.
So that or the KTM, what was it, like the 950 SM?
The 1200. Oh, the 1290 KTM Super Duke 1290R.
No, the smaller one.
Oh, the smaller one?
They had like a 900 when they helped start the supermoto
Yeah,
kind of OEM
I think
thing.
they got rid of that one because right now they're working on the Super Duke 790, which is kind of like a competitor to that.
Okay.
But the 1290 is
That's insane.
that's a hooligan.
Biggie.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
it's so you pop wheelies at real stupid speeds.
Yeah.
Real.
That's what I'm. That doesn't happen so much with me because I'm fat, and I need to be on like a Busa to do that shit.
Yeah.
You know,
This has, I mean, that bike has like 187 horsepower.
that's a lot.
And it's a but it's like a supermoto thing.
yeah, it's a
That's
street
a
bike.
fuck
It's a
ton.
street fighter.
Christ.
It's so gnarly. I love it to death.
Is it less playful though because it's so heavy?
No, it weighs like I think 500 pounds at most.
That's pretty light for me. Yeah, I just booked my first press bike in 3 years. I got the Husqvarna 701, which apparently is. Have you ridden it?
So good.
Is it awesome?
It's so good. It's the first bike that actually made me feel like I was flying.
Really?
Because like, okay, you and I are big dudes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You two, Zach. Like,
Can we get a picture? This is the 2019 Husqvarna 701.
if you're wearing a full face mask, like
Yeah.
full on, you don't see the handlebars.
Because they're so close to you.
They're so close to you.
Oh, really?
The footprint of this bike is maybe
It's tiny.
5 feet.
I'm gonna
Whoa.
look. Am I gonna look silly on this bike?
Kind of. I look like a gorilla.
So it's a tiny little bike with a giant.
That's
single
their supermoto, but it's the Vitpillen.
how do you?
Vitpillen.
Oh, there you go. Vitpillen.
So it's like halfway between a Grom
Oh
and
hell yeah, bro!
Oh, that's very different.
That looks
that's
beast
cool.
as hell.
It's so much fun.
Oh, that's gonna be really fun.
okay,
is it,
so I-
is it
top case
remotely
on that
comfortable?
bitch.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's got pretty good suspension too. Like, it was fine. I took it up Big Tahunga. And
Is it
then-
real fast?
Not really. It's only
Okay.
got like 77 horsepower.
Oh, it's totally manageable.
A little faster
It's
than
a
your SV.
Perfect little like commuter
city bike.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I
oh,
love it to
cool.
death.
I'm
when
kinda
I-
stoked, yeah.
When I tested it, I told the guy, I was like, he's like, oh, we only have like a couple hours like to do this. I'm like, all right, I'll be back in like a half hour. 2.5 hours later, I came back just because I was
Alright.
having so much fun.
I'm excited. I get it for a week.
It's so good.
Yeah.
They're owned by KTM now, right?
Yeah.
Do they source all their engines from them?
Yeah, it's all Motrex.
Got it.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm glad I have the Klein seal of approval.
The little baby brother of this is
401.
the Svartpillen. Well, they have the 401 of this one, but the Svartpillen is their off-roader.
Oh, how do you spell?
SVART Pillen.
Jesus.
P-I-L-N.
These guys need different names for America.
Now I understand
Tim,
why
that's-
car
that's
companies do that.
Silver Arrow. Oh no, White Arrow and Black Arrow.
Oh, is that what they mean?
That's what
okay,
they-
yeah.
yeah.
Svart 2?
Svartpillen.
Svartpillen.
Pillen.
Oh, that looks cool too.
Is that the? Go to 401 because they don't have the 701 is still a concept, but the 401 is the actual. Real
My
one.
friend Danielle just bought the 401. Looks like a
Look how
fucking
small that
Grom,
thing is.
dude.
That's my buddy.
that is
That's
so-
Sam. That's Sam Bendel.
How big is Sam Bendel?
He's 6'5".
Oh, okay. He's a big dude, but that looks like halfway between a Grom and a normal motorcycle.
It is, and it's perfect. But
What?
this thing will climb a mountain. I've done it.
Wait, how fast will that go?
Oh, it has 44 something horsepower.
Is that just a Grom competitor?
dude.
Like,
No.
because the Grom
No,
was
it's
so
a city
popular.
bike.
Can I ride? Can
it's
I
got like
ride this,
12
or is that
inches of
too slow
suspension
for me?
travel. No, that's perfect.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna get that.
I was-
book that after.
I was literally
that
just-
was awesome.
I was
It's a
going down
tiny
dirt
little
paths
bike.
and just mobbing.
It looks so small.
It is, and it's great.
Wow, that looks like a better. That's like a actual fast Grom. That's so dope.
I mean, look at the tires. They're
Yeah.
super knobby.
This is the 2 series to the Grom being the 1 series. This is like the
Yeah.
niche market of motorcycles.
Well, this is 3 times the size of a Grom. Too.
And it's $6,000.
That's good. I think. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good, right?
That's good.
Bikes are expensive now, right?
Fun,
Oh,
per
yeah, yeah.
fun per dollar. It's
But
good.
yeah, bikes aren't like.
No, they're
like-
not cheap.
What does a Gixxer cost right now?
12, 13?
Oh, that's not that bad.
That's a ton of everything.
That's
for
a ton of
12
everything
grand.
for 12 or 13.
Yeah.
If he said 20, I would have been shocked because I
I
haven't
mean,
looked
that's
in
like
it.
Ducatis.
Like the Super Duke R, that 1290 was like 18.
Okay, all right. So is it? only Harleys and Ducatis are really over 20 though, right? Or maybe some like like Italian shit, right? MV Agusta really and stuff.
Ducati really only has like one bike that's over 20.
1098s?
No, the V4. Oh, the new Panigale.
Oh, okay.
BMW
has a couple.
Yeah, they got a couple.
The 20s.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome.
Oh, the
for 60.
GSs are expensive, right?
Yeah.
They're not in the 20s though.
The 12.
You get
the
up
12
to there.
Can you?
There,
Yeah. Wow. I mean, you have heated grips, heated seats, full.
It's so nice.
Everything.
Wow.
Oh, it's so great.
That's very nice.
Cruise control. It's great.
Yeah,
Cruise control's weird on a bike, but I liked it when I used it. Yeah, because you can relax your wrist a bit.
Yep.
I saw a guy doing it on the highway. Because he had only his left hand was up on the bar.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
It's good because it evens everything out.
Totally.
Yeah, you can like rest a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you grab the brakes, it turns off.
Yep,
It's nice. Yeah, obviously. Obviously. So what else is going on? Other than getting here from downtown in 23 minutes.
Allegedly.
It's not speeding. You're just going the flow that should happen.
If you went 65 from your door to here, that's about right.
I just got back from Germany.
Germany? What was in Germany?
DBS Superleggerra.
Oh, fuck me. That must have been delightful. It's rare that I'm jealous of other people's press car hustle, but that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
That car is probably one of the few cars I'd just own. Like if I had cash, that would be like in my 3-car garage.
Manual gearbox, automatic gearbox?
It's 8-speed automatic.
Okay.
But supposedly 715 horsepower, 668 pound-feet of torque.
Does it feel like it?
It feels like it has more. And I talked
to... It's a turbo motor, right?
Yeah, twin turbo 5.2 V12.
Yeah, so it's like a juiced up DB11 motor, right?
It is.
Yeah, okay. It looks pretty. Pull that over. Got a big fatty mouth.
Big mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Mouth.
They all do now, though.
Yeah.
Carbon body.
Yeah, the carbon body is dope. That's a fucking... whether people pay extra for that is always a thing, right? Because that kind of didn't help the Alpha 8C so much. And it didn't help... what was another car that looked kind of the same as something else, except it was a carbon body and it cost $1 zillion?
Like 1,000.
I forget. There's got to be.
It has the headlights.
Every singer.
It has the headlights the Vantage should have had, because the Vantage has little Miata headlights.
It does,
and it kind of ruins the front.
And the taillights are the top half of Chargers.
Yes, they are. Yeah,
this though is like, oh, it's so good.
No, I bet it's lovely. Johnny Lieberman was actually who was supposed to be on the show yesterday, but he had a work obligation. He had to bail on us like a bitch. But he was actually drunk texting me from Germany, like, it's so good. I'm like, what are you doing? go to bed.
He's just basically texting you his Instagram post, because that's
pretty much.
Pretty much.
I saw those Instagram posts.
Pretty much. He wanted a commenter he could relate to, so he was just texting me his Instagram post. Is that real? A shooting break? No, that's someone's rendering. No. The triangles in the back might give that away.
It's sick, though.
It is really sick. So what else about this thing?
Well, it has at least 800 horsepower, actually.
What leads you to believe this?
I talked to Aston's engineers, and I said, you guys are being real conservative with these numbers. And they're like, we're British. We're always conservative. And I'm like, okay.
Except with their panel gaps. And their bills. They're never conservative with their estimates on repair.
We got a stretch of the Autobahn that was maybe 1.5 miles at most, because traffic in Germany is now a thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of cars.
There's a ton of cars.
Yeah. Have you been on the Autobahn a bunch, or was this like...
It's now, I've been on it enough.
Yeah.
That I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Well, they're always
not a lot of
working on
spots anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got about 1.5 miles of a good run, and I got it to 176.
That's good.
No problem.
Yeah. You know when you get a real good run is like 4 o'clock in the morning. Legit.
I believe that.
Yeah, the roads are actually empty, and you can... were you with me on that one? Returning the rental cars?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's JF, sorry. Yeah, me and JF did like... in shitty rental cars, floorboard like 118 miles an hour for like an hour and a half.
Oh, that'd be great.
At like 4 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, we would have drained.
It was actually quite frustrating because you just couldn't go any fucking faster. And like RS6 was like,
yeah. I overheated the Cat on a what was it, like the Ford, Escape, whatever they call it over there. I can't remember. Cougar? No.
Yeah, like a Kuga.
Yeah, Kuga or something.
Kuga?
Oh, and I got to check engine light, and we looked it up while we were driving. Is because I was just pinned at the limiter chasing JF and an M2 who was going like 110, but the Ford was like, it just overheated the Cat. No, it had to slow down to like 90 for a bit.
But this thing should be, at 175, should be rock steady, right? Like butter.
It's nothing.
Yeah, like butter. Is the steering better than DB11? The steering in DB11 was not my favorite.
It isn't good. So the regular DB11 is not great steering.
No.
But that was developed before Matt Becker, who used to be at Lotus.
Okay.
He spent 25 years at Lotus just doing like suspension and chassis tuning, and Aston poached him, and he came in the middle of the development of the Vantage, so he got a little bit of that, and then he came at the end of the DB11.
So didn't he fix the DB11 with the V8? Like
he
that
did.
Okay.
Oh,
so he started playing with
the
it.
V8?
Yeah, he
Okay.
started playing with the V8, and then it went to the DB11 AMR, which brought back the V12, and he played with it some more, and then the DBS is kind of like the crowning jewel, where it's like, oh, this handles like a supercar now.
Correctly.
Yeah.
So the steering's
Yeah.
not great, but the handling's fixed. Because I remember I drove the DB11
Handling is
like
fine.
out
Like
to
the
a street and it
steering
was-
actually has some pretty good weight to it.
I didn't
so
like the
I had
steering DB11 at
I mean,
all.
we went through
Fucking
56K of backcountry German roads in like 20 minutes, and it
Yeah,
felt
you
like it
know-
was solid.
You
all the way
drove the
through.
DB11, so you would know if it was.
I've driven every DB11
Yeah.
now. Like DB11, V8, AMR,
Sure.
and
fucking fine.
Aston. Aston has been really kind to me. Thank you.
Who are you writing all those for?
Robb Report.
Robb Report. That's
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah,
That's that's the key.
they've been nice to me too.
Yeah, everyone. I got the Road and Track business card. That's a good business card
That's a
to
good
have.
business card.
But like the real secret is Robb Report, like, or be like DuPont Registries guy,
Yeah.
or you want to be that guy who
Any
writes
of the lifestyle stuff.
yeah, or
Where
any
you're
of
just
the
like,
or if you or like Vantage, like Aston Martin's magazine.
oh yeah.
10 more cars James Bond would drive. Like, you can
All
just
Aston.
write. I forgot, like a friend of ours. Is it Tony? I can't remember if it's Tony or it's like someone else we hang out with. Didn't really talk about it, but like writes one of those magazines. I can't remember which brand it is, but it's just like 100 pages of suck up
Like,
articles.
there's so many of those though. There's
Patrick
Bentley
got to
has
write
one.
for Excellence.
Excellence
is one.
Yeah, Excellence is pretty suck uppy, but not as suck uppy as 000.
Right.
000, the Porsche magazine with options.
Isn't it like $1,000 for a year?
Yeah.
Like a subscription?
Yeah, it's
That's-
so absurd.
That's too much.
Excellence, I think Musto's car is going to be in right next month.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
I think
Oh,
Larry's
yeah, it
car
is.
was in
It
it a
is.
couple months ago, and Musto's
I think
car.
it already happened. Didn't Brad write it up?
Oh, did it already come out?
I think so.
Oh, maybe
I
it already
edited it.
Brad did. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then, yes. Then you would know better than me.
Like officially, or did Brad send us to you? He's like, will you read this? And then you were like, like here's a bunch of red thing.
Kind of that one.
Okay.
Oh, you just.
He's just
you,
like-
you advised.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went through it. I edited like,
Fair.
line editing and stuff
Fair.
like that, and suggested some things.
I get my shit edited. I get my shit edited whenever
We all do.
I can.
We all do.
Not fucking everyone. You should see what some people send me.
Oh, I've seen.
People
That's
send.
different. That's what
I've
he-
seen.
yeah.
Yeah,
People's-
terrible.
You're two of the 4 people in history that have sent me something that wasn't garbage. Like, I mean, some people, I get shit with type. You probably know. You get shit with typos in fucking sentence too. It's like horrible.
Just read it back to yourself.
Horrible.
Just read it back
out,
to yourself.
Read it out loud
Yeah.
once, maybe.
I had a lot of typos. I'll admit that. I found a typo in your Miata article you sent me today.
Which, God,
So, but
That's okay. You're allowed to have a typo.
you can have a
but-
typo here or there. It's more like I would get submissions from people where they repeat the same thing 3 times in 3 different paragraphs,
Yeah, yeah.
and they're just wandering around, and it's just I don't know basic story construction. That
And you don't have
Yeah.
typos in paragraph 1.
right.
If you have a typo, it's buried in
Was it-
some
was
fucking something somewhere at the bottom. It's
4
not-
a.m. paragraph 3.
Yeah. It's not. It's a 4 a.m. revision. It's not your opening sentence.
Yeah.
where that has the wrong use of there in it or some shit.
That's a different problem.
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Fucking that car on the Autobahn is probably really nice. I mean,
It's
the
so
Astons
good.
are excellent highway cars. Pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
It just pulls.
it does.
What do they want for this fucking thing?
305.
Dollars?
Yeah.
I meant $1,000, but not like euro. Sometimes they give you a price
No,
in
305,000
Swiss francs or
dollars.
something.
That's
What does this even mean?
It's
305. Okay,
It's kind of worth it.
300's the new 200. You
It is?
know,
Yeah, it
yes.
it's that happened in what? When let's see. I think you could get a brand.
Last 5 years.
Nah, I think you think that, but I don't think that's really true. I think we all think
That it was
that
the
a-
last 5 years.
Yeah, because I remember being at Gotham Dream Cars, and I always thought about the Ferrari 430 being a $200,000 car.
But it really started
When
like 230.
It was really like 235 with options 285, 290. So it was almost then. It was almost like 05. It's
Well,
been,
I remember, when we had that Aventador press car in 2012, that was a $400,000 car.
it was 405 or something,
near
right?
the top of and that was a reach for that car with what it did. But it was like, oh, it's an Aventador. That was higher than most of the Ferraris unless it was like an F12.
Yeah.
But now a 488, is a $300,000 car to start.
720 is 3.
Yeah.
This thing is 3. Porsche doesn't have they don't. No, GT2 RS I guess is 3.
Is it 3?
Oh yeah.
280. Is it
It's
288
fucking
or?
3. Yeah. My friend, my sister's wedding. It's so funny. The shoe sometimes is just on the other foot. My sister got married last weekend, and I've talked about it before. My dad's best friend his whole life. They grew up almost next to each other. He is a Porsche dealer in New Jersey. He owns the store. His father owned the store before him. I mean, literally, this is a 3-generation business of selling cars in New Jersey. And he came up to me, and we were always bullshitting about cars. We're friends. I used to work for him when I was a kid. Whatever. He goes, Matt, you seen this GT2 RS thing? He goes, I got one in. He goes, get this, 100 over, baby. And he's my buddy, so I wanted to be like, good for you, But I on the other hand, I was like, fuck you,
Yeah.
But I know him, and his dealer doesn't get a lot of. They don't do a lot of GT cars. This store. There's another store
cars
in New Jersey that really handles a lot of the GT car business, and these guys are mostly like Cayennes and Macans and Panameras.
I want to feel how that car pulls.
GT2 RS?
Yeah.
That's got to be batshit. I mean, I drove a 750 wheel horsepower Turbo S, which, in a straight line is probably the same. Yeah. And it was fucking crazy. I mean,
the 720
crazy
is
in that it's
hypercar
not
fast.
crazy.
Yeah.
The 720 is bananas.
It's
bananas.
Yeah. I scared the crap out of our previous graphic designer.
You can really scare the shit out of somebody 720. I was talking to Chris Harris in New York briefly, and I don't know, has it come out yet? His Senna video?
I haven't seen it yet.
I don't think it's out yet, but I recommend, based on what he told me about his comparison to the 720S, you're gonna want to watch this. He didn't love the Senna.
I don't. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it was because he races McLaren GT3 cars, so. But all that shit's crazy fucking nutty fast.
It's so fast. Things are just way too quick.
GT2 RS is probably very fast. The one person I know who drove it said it was really stiff though. So he just said it, for street use it was brutal, and so he test drove it and opted not to buy it.
Does it have magnetic dampeners?
I don't know. It has a PASM of some sort, but he just said it was really
Just
super stiff and unpleasant.
I think all the articles I read they went to the launch, like Sam Smith wrote about it, and it was focused on.
Wasn't the launch in Germany?
Yeah, like at a track,
perfect roads.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So that's why it was focused on that and more about it. It's no longer feel like it's going to kill you. It's really easy. Like the front nose bites in really easily. It
probably
doesn't
not
feel
that
like
hard to drive. I bet it fucking flies.
That was everybody's
I bet
article.
it's not hard. Yeah. But it was Sang was the one who was going to buy it. Chef Sang Yoon, and he doesn't go to racetracks. He just likes cool shit, and so
not good for
but
that.
he said he drove it just around in LA and said it was like nope.
No, he should get a turbo and then
he did. He bought a
awful
Turbo
in LA.
S.
and then get it modified to 800 horsepower.
He just bought a Turbo S.
Okay.
Yeah,
Take
good
it to
go.
BBI.
Yeah.
Go to or fucking anybody. I mean, I think you can just get a Cobb access port for those now.
Oh, I bet you can and get 100 horsepower or something.
I'm pretty sure you can. They just do that. Just straight up email you the tune.
That's amazing. It's good.
I just got a tune emailed to me. It's so satisfying.
It's so nice.
Tune
download
100 octane for the Focus RS. In theory, it's a plus 50 on both for 100 octane on top of what I'm already at.
So what were you at before?
377 wheel horsepower and 455 wheel torque. Yeah, it's a big pluses on top of that.
When's the Virginia City hill climb?
That's a good question.
Oh,
you should do that.
that would be fun.
Thad did that.
Fuck.
With
Yeah,
Fiesta
Thad did
and
with Fiesta would be really fun.
fools. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got to look into that. I think I'm getting the car back in 2 weeks.
And then you can drive by the
I'm not
Silver
really saying
State
anything
wave.
to Brad. I'm kind of like, I got press cars coming in, and I'm sort of like, it could just let me know when the wheels come in. I forgot.
Short on space right now.
Short on space. Oh man. So other than this Aston, what else you driving? Since your game is fucking tight.
So I also, what else did I drive? Oh, David Lee, the Ferrari collector?
Yeah.
I drove that Dino.
Oh, with the fucking F40 motor with no turbos on it, right?
Yeah.
So this guy, this David Lee guy, who is a big Ferrari collector.
Super sweet dude. Like,
Apparently, yeah.
Super awesome.
By all accounts, the guy's really nice, except he came off as a little bit of a whiner when he complained he couldn't get the LaFerrari convertible. He bitched about it.
Oh man, you should see just we went to one of his garages and it was full of every special edition Ferrari.
Yeah, I know.
Except for the Aperta.
Yeah.
But he has all of them.
He could just buy one off somebody else.
He could.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Yeah, just buy one off somebody else.
But this car...
he took a Dino and he like singered the fuck out of it.
Well, he singered like all of the mechanical bits. The interior is still kind of stock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember seeing this
that is
some of the
stock.
best seats I've ever seen.
Well, these are
gorgeous.
that's
They're
the
for
chairs
very
and-
small people, though.
That's
They're
okay.
for Italians in the 1960s.
This has
Yeah.
is this a 46? It is, right? It's a Flares car, right?
No, those flares are... They did that.
Oh, they did that.
So they had
Okay.
to do that. They upped the wheels to 17.
The Campagnolos are
9.5s.
fucking
Yeah, they had someone
badass.
recast them in 17s.
It can totally, when you take that old wheel design and you upsize that, it could go either way. Where they DMC did it with the DeLorean turbine
Yeah.
fan wheel. It looked like garbage.
Well, they went.
This looks great.
They originally went to 18s, and they said that it looked like
Nope.
shit.
No,
so
it
they
totally,
went back to 17s.
That car would have been. That car looked like a Hot Wheels with 18.
Oh, yeah, totally.
No, there you go. That's a stock wheel size, which is a 15. I think, right? 15s are stock.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15s. So you look at that and you go, well, that might work, but it does.
Oh, this car is something special.
So it has a 3.4
3.6.
6.
So they took a 2.9 F40 motor, pulled the
Right.
turbos, bored it out to a 3.6, put 8 independent throttle bodies on it, and it makes 400 to the
That's a
wheel.
lot. That's a huge bore. That's a big bore.
What
over.
gearbox do you use?
Whoa.
It's like a stock 5-speed. It's a dog box.
Not a Dino gearbox.
I can't remember right now. It's been a while
Is
since I
the
drove
motor's
it.
transverse, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
It's
got
a
to
5-speed dog.
Okay,
with-
you know what? It's going to be a 308 gearbox.
It probably
Probably, right?
Yeah.
A beefed up 308 or 328
Yeah.
possibly gearbox.
somewhere in there. I can't
Right? Because if
remember
it's
right now.
because the F40 is longitudinal, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not an
right.
F40 gearbox.
No,
right?
no.
And
But the Dino V6
Yeah, but the Dinos was weak.
Yeah, that's true.
Did he
Yeah.
was he concerned about the strength of the transmission versus the engine?
They strengthened everything on it, so I guarantee they probably did something to
Oh,
the
yeah.
transmission. They did all new suspension components by KW or no Koenig.
Koenig? They're
Koenig,
still
Koenig,
Koenig. Okay. Do you remember Koenig?
Yeah,
Remember that 80s Ferrari tuner?
yeah.
God, I wish they were still around. They were fun.
But the suspension's all new, brakes are all new. Obviously, engine's
Is
all
it
new.
fast?
Not fast.
Okay.
It's fun fast.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
feel
I'm
you
gonna
on
go
that.
cruising in through the mountains and
Yeah.
feel like my review, it hasn't come out yet, but it starts off. I feel like Clooney.
Right.
We can actually
That's
go.
how you feel.
You can actually
Yeah.
floor it and enjoy that
Oh.
experience and the sound. And I'm sure the sound is magic.
3/4 throttle is just this heavenly symphony, like operatic score that you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna keep it at 3/4 throttle.
I bet this is fucking great at 7/10,
Yeah,
right? Mm-hmm. That's where you want to be.
and you still have enough tire play. Like the wheels aren't too big, so you still have a good meaty tire.
The
on
ride is not super shitty.
it. Nope.
That's good.
And
That's
it just
good.
like it takes a second to set, and then you're just
God
like,
damn,
perfect.
what does it cost to fucking build that?
Oh, a lot.
$1.3 million, $1.4 million maybe?
7.
Wow.
$1.7 million? Yeah. Fuck.
He's gonna
Bro.
sell them though.
He's gonna sell them.
That's both modified Ferrari.
How many of these things do you think you make?
He's gonna build 25, and they're all
There
gonna be
aren't
different
25 F40 engines.
colors. No, they're gonna pull different motors.
He's gonna go like GTO or something and have
Something
them make
like
them?
that, or like
that'd be awesome to have,
355
like,
or any type of like
55
any
motor.
V8.
Oh my god!
Any
imagine-
V8 from Ferrari pretty
your
much
Ferrari
is a
V8.
possibility.
Wow.
But this was like so.
I'd have I bet you GTO could cast you
Well, 3.0.
block,
It was
right?
originally. So he got the idea from someone else. Like someone else built a V8 Dino, and he went test drove it in England. The guy didn't want to sell it, and he's just like, "I'm not selling this. I'm going to take this to my grave. But here's what I could do. I'll build you one."
great.
And so
he built it for
he
him.
built it.
Wow.
But through the process, they're just like, they kept updating it. They kept like making a little bit more mechanical alterations to make it better and better. And then one day they're like, oh, we're going to use a 308 engine or something like that. And they're like, well, we found a F40 engine.
Yeah.
And David's like,
it's the ultimate while you're in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
No kidding.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And
I bet
that's how we got the F40 engine.
I bet you for even if you put a 308 or 328 engine in, it would probably be great fun.
Yeah.
You know, I
It's
bet
all the noise.
Yeah, totally. It's the noise.
It's
and
not.
and
It's not like.
Look,
it's
at
not
that.
an F40.
Is that the fucking
It's not
motor?
yeah.
Wait, that was it. Can you pull that picture back up?
Well, it's gorgeous, and
Yeah.
it's got the noise.
Stuff. What does that say on it?
See that?
3.6 Evo.
Evo.
So it's the Monza 3.6 Evo. So Ferrari
There's
reached
glass
out.
over this.
Yeah. So Ferrari reached out. They said you can't use Ferrari. I mean, it didn't use the
I love
Ferrari
how
name in
they
the first
fucking- I
place,
love
but
If he was
everyone
keeping it
loves
for himself, would they let him use it? No, they probably
Probably
wouldn't. They're so cunty.
But supposedly everyone at the factory loves it.
That of
Yeah,
course
because
they
everyone works
do.
the factory. They're hot rodders. I like that someone's hot rodding Ferraris and taking that step like Singer into this brand. It needs it.
That's real cool, man.
I told him like my only but my only suggestion would be to offer an updated interior. Do something kind of like a Singer.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to pay what
True.
he's going to be asking for this, and, it's a lot,
If they don't,
Them little levers are flimsy.
a little bit,
You got to get John Ward to take all the plastic and turn it into metal.
definitely.
Yeah.
Then, you
And
know what I
also
mean?
do something with the seats because
Like-
you kind of just sit. If
Yeah.
you're a big dude, you're sitting.
Well, you're hopeless in a Dino if you're a big dude.
oh, yeah, we immediately took out the
308s
top.
are not bad, actually. You driven a 308 recently? Mm-mm. When you look at the picture of a 308 interior, you go, well, that ain't going to work. And when you actually sit in it, it makes a
It's
little more
fine.
sense. Yeah, it's not bad.
This is tight.
Oh,
This is 1960s. Like, seriously,
really
this is
small.
1960s Italians.
If people out
They were
there have
small
not
people.
seen a Dino in person, they are really little. Really little. Like smaller than an
Probably smaller than a Focus.
Oh, I was going to say smaller than like an Opel GT is where
Yeah.
I was going to go. Like
It's-
take an Opel
it's
GT
tiny.
and make it
It's
a
a
little
tiny
smaller. It's
footprint.
Tiny little car.
they look wider though, just based on their design. Than Opel.
Yeah.
Opel GT has this kind of like narrow,
lower
squinty
and
thing.
and like even
Yeah.
shorter. Yeah. Opel GTs are narrow.
Yeah,
Opel GT and Saab Sonnets, both kind of that sort of narrow uprighty thing.
I feel like the GT. Someone could like resto mod a GT and make it do something really interesting because it's like a
Alana
little
Shear
Corvette.
could.
Yeah.
Alana
She
would
has
be the one
one.
to do that. I need to make a note. I just thought of her the other day. I need to make a note to invite her back on the show.
She's wonderful.
She is wonderful. Ilana.
She let me get away with murder at Roadkill.
Who'd you murder?
Lots of people.
With words?
Sometimes with weapons.
Sometimes with...
Words are like bullets.
Fucking that Dino is sick, dude.
It's so good.
It's very, very nice.
All I could find was modern gearbox.
Modern gearbox?
Modern gearbox. And apparently
Modern.
the original wheels were 13s.
Oh shit, that's really, really small. I
That's why
bet you
there's-
couldn't even find it.
yeah.
Well, a 13 might be small enough that you can find. You know what I mean? There's like a no man's land of tires. Like
Yeah.
14s, where it's no man's land. You can get 13s because people still autocross minis.
Yep.
And then you can get 16s and up. And there's 14s, 15s. Nope.
Can you get the 10.5 inches tires for like a Honda N600 though? That's the
I
question.
don't know. Coker might make them.
They might.
Coker does the repop tires, where they make them look like other tires.
I met some dudes on at El Mirage that were running an N600 with a Gixxer 750 engine into
Ooh,
it. And they
cool.
were going for a land speed record of like 133 on the stock tires.
Awesome.
On like the original tires.
Do they
or
do
no?
it?
No, they live there too. So they're lunatics.
Wow.
Did you see that N600 I drove? This
No.
guy fucking
Oh,
built
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Rear wheel drive and had a
They put a Honda
a
engine.
VFR
yeah.
800 motor in it.
Yeah.
Revved at 12.5 and had paddle shifters. The
That's
shit was
awesome.
hot.
So good. That car was amazing.
I forget your name, sir, but you still have that standing offer. I will buy that car for that price we discussed if you ever want to get rid of it. 100%. 100%. The
Oh,
car
yeah.
had no reverse. Don't give a fuck.
You just
plan
pop the
ahead.
door
You just
open.
plan
And
ahead.
No, what
That's
you would
true.
do, all you would do is install a small little electric engine on the rear, electric motor
That's
on the
genius.
rear axle, and then just you'd press a button and it would just reverse.
yeah, that's
Be
the
great.
original car. So that's the car he
That's the
actually
car
saw.
he bought?
No, that's the car he saw on Petrolicious.
Oh my God, his looks way better.
Those
Those
wheels are not
360
good.
wheels are heinous on
Yeah.
that car. Oh man.
But good color.
So what
Great
engine
shape.
is in this? A 308 or
I
328
think
engine?
it's a 308.
Still pretty cool.
Because this dude built it in his shed.
Yeah.
Typical UK
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna build a.
Well, I'm
V8
I'm going to England on Monday to drive a Ferrari built in a shed.
Which one?
It's called a Radarossa.
I don't know what that is.
Google Radarossa, Tim. It was a Testarossa. I think it's an 87, and it was cut into a spider by a company in the late 80s. There it is. And this dude found it and mechanically restored it, but cosmetically left the body kind of like shanty looking like that. And apparently it runs and drives like amazing. And he did all the work in his shed. So I'm doing it for the drive.
It reminds me of basketball shoes. I know we looked at it yesterday,
Yeah.
but now it's gray with red stripes on the side.
Or that
then you
Aston
put your
Martin
foot in.
90s Nikes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like a pair of Jordans. And so he's in Windsor, UK. And so I'm actually flying to England to drive that fucking thing.
Gonna
How
see
about
the
that?
Queen. If she's
I've
there.
been, you know what's crazy? I had a friend growing up in high school, and we went to Windsor. I've actually been to Windsor before, and he was the grandson of a Queen's Guard. He was English, and his grandfather was a Royal Guard his whole life. You know, from the military, then became a guard at the castle. And when they retire, the walls of the castle are 50 feet thick and are full of townhouses. So you access from inside the castle. It's just a wall from the outside.
Whoa.
The inside is a townhouse, and the windows only face the inside. I don't know, but that's true. Some of the windows face the outside, I think, the higher up ones. But he literally lived in the castle wall in a 3-story, very beautiful, old, ornate townhouse.
Is that your retirement gift, or you live there the whole time while you're a guard?
I don't know how it works. If it seemed like it was something he moved into after he retired. Yeah,
That's
but
cool.
it was fucking really, really cool, and it was like Brigadier Lintner 16 Lower Ward. That's what we had to say at the castle gate. Brigadier Lintner 16 Lower Ward.
Secret passage.
That was just his name and where his shit was. Fucking dope.
That's
So,
cool. Wow.
I'm gonna try
50-foot
and
wall.
go get I'll go when I'm there. I'm gonna go in the castle. I will try and get at least a picture of the facades of the townhouses. It's really cool. So we're gonna drive that thing in England. Are you going? You doing Pebble?
Yep.
Pebla?
Pebla.
Are you on a trip with a thing? Are you going solo?
Technically 2 trips. So
2?
Yeah.
Double it up.
Yeah. So I'm driving up with Bugatti. This sounds.
Fuck off! Really?
Yeah.
You driving a Chiron up there?
Yeah.
From here?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a gig.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Hell yeah.
And
They let
then
people
I'm
do
with
that
Genesis. I'm with Genesis for the next 3 days or 4 days.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to properly evaluate that Hyundai.
It'll be great. It'll be great. No, yeah. So, and Allie and the kid are coming with me too. So it'll be fun.
How are they getting up there? Not in a Bugatti.
No, they're driving. they'll be in the Genesis.
Oh, they're driving a Genesis up behind you in a Bugatti.
It's the- yeah.
Oh my God,
That's funny.
I feel
That's
like
the
an
ultimate.
asshole.
You guys
You're-
are in coach.
You're like the queen living in the palace, and they are the guards that just look at the palace.
A
And like,
little bit.
well,
A little bit.
But you're being escorted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's gonna be a guy in the car,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I think it's Andy. Who's their test driver?
Oh, cool. That guy's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But I figured it would be like a lawyer or something.
No. But it'll
All
be
right.
fun. Like,
Are you doing it? Are you going the fun way? are you just
we're
going up
starting
the
at
five?
Westlake Village, so I'm guessing we're gonna go the fun way.
Okay. Good. Good for you, bro. That's fucking awesome. I bet
That's
that's gonna be
amazing.
fun as hell.
the interior of that car is one of the best things I've ever seen.
For those who
I love
don't
the
know,
sea.
if you're not Jeremy Clarkson, you get no time with a car like that. Even if you
No.
get
I'm
a
super excited
drive,
for
yeah.
this.
Even if you get a drive, like it's an hour.
Well,
like nobody gets a real drive.
I drove
in
the
a car like that.
Veyron 3 years ago now, and I only had an hour, and it was fun, but
I didn't love Veyron. It was. I mean, it's cool, but like, I wasn't like. It was so uncomfortable. It was so small.
it was hot. I remember it was hot, but I remember the sound it made.
It's that like real like.
Well, that's from the exhaust, but you hear the turbos.
Oh, the
like,
whistles. Yeah, when the
4 of them right behind your head.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
oh, okay, this actually sounds like a fucking fighter jet right behind my head as soon as you put your foot down. It's so good.
It's like Group B
720S
turbo.
sounded like that with the turbos as well.
The DBS kind of sounds like that too.
Really?
You hear them.
Really?
They
That's
come on
delightful.
real strong.
You don't in the 11 at all.
No.
It's got to have bigger turbos.
No, they're putting 1 bar, a boost into it, which is like 14 or 15 PSI.
Yeah, what's the DB11? It's like 8?
11.
Oh.
10 or 11.
Well, they must do something else to make it sound better then.
Oh,
That's
no.
not enough to change the sound. But if you put like a carbon fiber intake or something on it, that would do it.
Oh yeah, no, it has a full new, all new intake because if you pull it back up, the entire front is new, and that was just to funnel air.
Oh, okay, believe it. I'll believe it. Fuck, you're driving that Chiron Hill Beach. I'm jealous.
I'm excited.
That's an angry looking car.
That's a good color. What color? You know what color they're giving you?
Huh?
You know what color they're giving you? Who cares?
Yeah.
They're bringing like 3.
You think it's gonna have those weird roof panels? You've seen
Ooh,
those
the new ones?
The new roof. It's got what's the name of the roof?
Oh, it's some bougie.
Tim, Google
bullshit.
Bugatti Chiron glass roof. It's got a weird bougie name. It actually, I think it looks sort of
Clarity.
strange. It looks.
Aviator
Wait till you see it. It
or
looks kind of strange. Look at
Yeah.
this panel. Like that looks like when Bam Margera cut the fucking hole in his Lambo with the chainsaw. He still got that car.
Does he really?
I follow Bam on Instagram. He posted a picture of that car like last week. He still got it. Good for Bam.
I think from the top it's actually aesthetically beautiful, but driving it.
Oh, look at that! It's got the fucking divider in between those two panels.
Sunburn your head.
It's the same as the design aesthetic on the outside.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So it really continues that scoop right down the center of the car.
Well, they're also debuting the new car, the Devo. Which is
real as 80s brand as it gets. No.
I mean, it's for a racing driver, but you're like,
Yeah.
come on, guys.
Yeah, I think I was actually just talking with Harris about this too when we were over in New York. The track day, the $1 million plus track day special. Who is that for, really? I think it's just those just sit in people's garages. I don't think there's that many people really doing anything with those.
Yeah,
probably because they're so fat. Like the number of people that can afford it and then can have the ability to drive it, I bet it's very small.
You also kind
Think
of
about
need
how
a
fat-
team to
thi-
like
yeah.
really get it to
Some of them you can't keep in your own garage, right? What was the FXX?
Well, the
was like-
FXX is stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you call them and they're like,
they
oh.
deliver it too.
Although is it after a couple of years, I think you get it.
you can actually
Probably.
buy it and then call them, and then they'll take it for you to the track.
Okay.
So you can have it in your garage.
I think
But-
after a few years, like when the new when the 599 FXX, like you couldn't have it, and then when they went to the F12, like then you could buy it and take it home because it's not like the newest thing.
Because
I
always
think-
they'd run out of people to send to tracks.
Yeah, because people in
Yeah.
New York, fucking Benny Caiola did it before he died. The guy who the BC Wyra is named after was a car dealer in New York and a very famous collector. He had an Enzo FXX thing and a regular Enzo, and he would just put the license plate from the Enzo onto the FXX and drive it on the street. Who's gonna say anything? If you run it, it says Ferrari Enzo. Like, all right,
Okay, sure.
That would be the stiffest thing in the world driving around on New York streets, though.
I think he would just do it for like he wasn't doing it to be a dick. He would do it for like to go to shows and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Rather than
I mean, I don't care why you do it. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like you're being a jerk. It's just be uncomfortable.
yeah,
Be awful.
Yeah.
So fucking stiff.
yeah. It's not,
Yeah.
race cars on the street sound like a good idea for 8
With
seconds.
a straight cut gearbox.
That'd be brutal.
so
tunnel
bad.
sound would be good. That's the only thing it'd be worth.
That's why you go to that. Who's that guy up in Canada that does? Oh, it's not in Canada. It's Edo Competition, right? Isn't that them? They do the body kits for the Enzos and make them look like.
But you could also just go to like
FXXs.
Lenzante and just get your P1 GTR built for the road.
Lenzante. I love all the exotic sounding body kit names.
Well, no, they actually just convert your P1 GTR to P1 GTR LM,
Oh, they do?
and then just put a plate on it.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's a legit thing that they're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, fun. What do they charge for that?
I have no idea. A lot. But they literally just
Who fucking gets a P1 and street driving it and goes, you know what this needs?
I need this to be more hardcore.
So I'm gonna get
Crazy.
the GTR, and then I'm gonna
then-
take that and
So
put it on the street.
Then you
So
you want to
fucking
look
crazy.
like LM. That's what that is. for most people.
So
I think.
do P1 GTR LM.
I sat in a P1. I haven't gotten to drive one. It was very comfortable, actually.
I was remarkably comfortable in what's the Aston? The Vulcan.
Oh yeah, it's a normal sized
That's a good
car.
looking interior too.
I fit perfectly.
very
I
nice.
just sat and went, this is
Is that
great.
a guy jumping one of those fucking things?
Speed bump.
Oh Jesus!
Ow.
That is such a bad idea. Where's the after shot?
That's
Yeah.
gotta.
The entire front end is destroyed.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I drove Busy Moto's the center seat thing. So you've got like an acre. You can't touch anything from the seat. Like you can't reach the windshield. It's
fun.
like you got so much. It's the ultimate fat guy race car. You got like so much room. It's like really luxurious. It was fun too. Yeah.
What seat does he have in it?
A seat that he and I would fit in has a big boy seat in it. It's
Perfect.
It's great. Yeah. But he's building 5 of those.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He really is. And he's
For
doing them.
customers? Or
Yeah.
How much?
I think they're going to be like, I don't want to misquote him.
Is it like reasonable?
I
I mean, relatively reasonable.
Yeah, I think it was like, oh, fuck. I don't want to be,
Is it track car only or is it road car?
well, he's putting cages in them. I think they're track cars, although
Okay.
they start as street cars, so I don't see why you couldn't just leave the plate on it and street drive it, especially like somewhere besides California. But
Yeah.
I want to say they're like 75 grand.
What?
I want to say
that's reasonable.
I think
for
that's what it is, but
I agree,
it might be more. But I really think
Because
that's
he's putting
what it
like
was.
500 to the wheel, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of power, and you sit in the middle,
That's awesome.
and it has a fully carbon fiber roof because it's a Boxster, not a Cayman.
Yeah.
So the whole roof is carbon fiber,
so
and
the center of gravity is super, super, super low.
yeah,
And
it's
like dead
fucking.
center.
It's
Still
really
Boxster
cool.
engine, yeah.
The electric power steering needed a little bit of tweaking, and the prototype red one I drove did not have power brakes. Busy has a
He likes non-power.
I don't
brakes.
not going to pretend to understand everything Busy does, but one of the things he likes is manual brakes. And
Well, he said he'd never driven a car with power brakes that he liked, and we were like, "Oh, that's your problem." Like, and I mean that guy's awesome. Like, I mean that nice way. It's like once you drive a car that has good power brakes, you may reconsider what you're doing.
Because what he did was he went, okay, we need more stopping power because it's fast. So it has like a 15-inch front rotor that's like 6 or 8 pistons, but with no booster. So the amount of foot pressure required, it's not like it's a small braking system. The car's pretty light, but it's got like the brakes off a Hellcat. So to stand on a 6 or I can't remember if it's 6, it might have even been 8 piston. It was a huge front caliper on a huge front disc. So to stand on that, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You could do it, but not like wall heel towing for a 20-lap session.
Oh, hell no.
Forget it. And I have like crazy heel towing muscles. It's like the only good thing about my body.
Yeah.
and I had a really hard time with it.
I still can't get that down.
So
I've tried so many times.
What, heel toe?
Like,
really?
yeah. My like
I got
ankle
a
just
tutorial
won't,
video.
My ankle just won't like bend that way.
Well, but do you do left side of your foot, right side of your foot? I don't use my actual heel and toe most of the time.
I'm usually
Most of the time, I use the left side of my foot and then bend the right side of my foot. I don't actually bend my whole heel over.
Maybe that's why.
Do it that way. Don't you have big enough feet to do it that way?
Yeah, probably.
You start by practicing barefoot.
You
do it barefoot or with socks on. That helps.
Or if your foot's not that wide, but if you get like a running shoe that has a larger footprint, then you might be able to do that.
Yeah, or you rock New Balances. That's another way to do it.
That's a good idea.
But yeah, that's a good way to start. But like,
I've always tried like this.
That's
no,
really
that way.
hard.
That's like the small Asian man foot way, or if that's the driving shoes in race car way, which kind of suck. I hate wearing fucking driving shoes because driving shoes make my feet too narrow. But
Busy's car has 8 piston brakes.
8 piston manual, bro. Yeah,
so much.
Yeah, no, it's and what I love about him is he always is. He's the most receptive person to criticism that I've ever met, and so
Well, he's an engineer.
yeah.
So yeah, he's trying to make that the best he can possibly.
Yeah, and this car, and he built this thing because he wanted to learn how to build a car that goes around corners. Like he's a drag racer, he's an engine builder and a drag racer.
that is such a wild jump. I'm a drag racer, and I really want to learn how to drive around, corners and go track driving. I'm gonna build a single seat, 500 plus horsepower, 8-piston caliper, crazy Cayman.
I mean, anything worth doing is worth doing to excess.
That's true. With that, later this year, have you seen the Apollo IE?
Yeah. You get to have a go in that?
Yeah, I'm going to drive.
How do I get to have a go in it?
I will try to hook that up.
Where do you go to drive it?
I think Germany. I haven't been told completely. I became friends with the creator and their general manager and their engineers.
That it almost doesn't look like a real car.
It doesn't, and I love it for it. But it all works.
Pull up one of those pictures.
Oh, the company I work for shot a bunch of the videos for this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Tangent.
Actually, JF is the one that hooked me up with the contact originally.
Oh, he did?
And then, me and them became good friends after a couple of
Because they're all
interviews,
24 years old.
Yeah.
It's the team that designed it is super
they're
young.
nuts. And they're awesome.
It's got a
definitely
Ferrari
nuts.
V12 in it, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's
800
AMG, I think.
No.
Ferrari?
It's Ferrari.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an 812 motor, right?
Basically, it's technically
a modified F12 engine,
something like that.
roughly.
Yeah. So the engine's built by
I like the
Autotechnica
little
Motor Eye out of Modena.
Where?
800 horsepower.
It's crazy.
Look at that. Do you think they
9,000
buy?
RPM.
Do you think they buy crate engines from Ferrari? They don't.
They're building their own blocks.
They are.
They're kind of. Oh yeah, the engineers on this are nuts. Like the hub itself, just for one.
What are we
wheel
looking at in
costs
this picture?
$7,000.
Wait, pull this up. What is the blue thing in the middle there?
It's the exhaust.
It's exhaust. Titanium.
Pull that
exhaust.
picture over. Is it really that blue?
No.
Okay.
That whole thing looks like a rendering or a drawing, but they have the triple exhaust in the back. See, right there, it's silver.
Oh yeah, that's like normal.
But
Look at that
this car,
wing. Jesus Christ.
It's very
That is-
F-Zero.
They actually designed the
Wait,
uprights
so nuts.
off of an F-22.
No shit. I was gonna say it's a fighter.
And then they put it into
CFD.
Yeah.
How
And they're
is
like,
Elon Musk not
fucking
involved
works.
in this? This has Elon Musk's
No, they
fingerprints
got
all over it.
HWA to do all the final.
What's HWA?
They're the guys that built the CLK GTRs for Mercedes.
Oh, cool.
So they're doing all the final testing, all the final numbers, and making sure that
God
this car
damn,
works
that
like
thing
a
is
fucking top.
It's
Nuts.
crazy. It looks F-Zero. I mean,
Go to the interior.
It looks
the
like
interior's
as
wild.
in the
What
year
are the-
2050.
Are the doors butterfly or straight going?
Straight going.
Straight going? Stop it. Is that really it?
That is because there's a
It
white.
doesn't
there's
have
a
the
white
top of a
interior
fucking
too.
steering wheel?
There's a white interior
God
too.
damn
It's
it.
great.
Why they just ruined. What is is that a hot tub? What's happening? This interior is glowing red like lava. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, for everybody listening, the seats and all the panels in the interior are red, and then it looks like there's red accent lighting up said red. Said red.
I think
And then you shot
they
it
just
in-
did that
in
for the
for-
shot, but
I hope not. Is there
there's a
normal-
white interior too.
Oh my god! And also, who's seen the '60s Batmobile that doesn't have any steering wheel between 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock? Oh,
So-
please, people, make your steering wheels go all the way around.
Well, if the steering rack is quick enough, like like an F1 car, then they can get rid of that because you're never going to go hand over hand.
If you
but
drive the car,
aesthetically,
if
I
the
don't
car's
agree.
meant to
Yeah.
drive on the street, you will go hand over hand eventually. Do you know what happens when you try and go
it'll be
hand over
mostly
hand and there's
trash.
no wheel there? Like when you grab air and that $2.3 million car changes direction.
that's why I didn't like the Aston Vantage wheel because it's like
I'm
the
so
square round,
Yeah.
and it feels strange going through your hands.
So one thing I really do love, and also kind of fighter-esque, the starter buttons on the roof.
I love that. I
cool.
absolutely love that.
That's
When
cool.
me and Larry Casilla were fucking with his Mustang back in
Yeah.
high school, one of the first things he did was put a toggle switch paddle
Oh,
with
yeah.
one of those red like go buttons and a fucking go, and they wired his shit up to it. So you put the key in and you turn the key and then it was dunk dunk dunk.
That's cool.
It was the baddest shit ever on a Fox body.
Yep.
It was so
I
cool.
can't wait.
The girls loved that thing. I
Really?
swear the girls thought it was so cool. This
very
was
cool.
before cars had that.
Yeah.
Cars still had keys. And this was like
The guy
Feels race car.
The guy at my muscle car club who had the fastest car in town was like a road runner, and he also worked at the 110 octane fuel station. It's like all of this made sense. He had flip 3 switches around his shifter, which was like, fuel, battery, and then the red button in the middle. And it was like, oh, it's Dan's cars, and then it runs 11s or something.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot of comments on the super chat. If you guys want to ask us car buying advice, questions, get in on the super chat. If you're on with us live, we are going to go to super chat questions in like 10 minutes. Sorry.
But those dudes are nuts. They keep sending me
that looks crazy. Now that I know you got
testing.
that from JF, guess who I'm going to go bother? I'm going to work that angle.
But they've been sending me just videos of them just testing at some airport.
Oh, really?
Oh, God.
It's got to sound amazing.
It sounds heavenly.
But they didn't fuck with that for Drive this year, did they?
No.
Oh, man. That's a bad motherfucker right there, though.
I think I actually put one of the videos on my Instagram if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, we do. I follow you.
What's your IG?
It's
Jonathon, Jonathon.
There it is. Jonathon _Klein, Klein. And
Go down.
that's a lovely Instagram. Oh, you went and did Bullet, too.
I did.
Did you like it?
I did.
It's a nice car.
Yeah.
It is. I assume you sat through the...
Here's another one.
That's
a Vulcan.
Yeah.
I assume you sat through the presentation.
No, okay, so I arrived a day earlier than I was supposed to.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, and I had to get back to the baby.
Oh, shit, really?
So they're just like, can you wait around for a little bit and then we'll just give you a car for like a
my
couple
God.
hours? And I'm like, yeah, sure.
The perfect press
Yeah.
launch.
So I drove up, I got the car for a couple hours, did my stuff, and then drove back home. It
That's brilliant.
was great. Go up. It's...
There?
No.
I liked the car. I thought it was nice. The performance packed Mustangs with magnetic ride are very good.
With
the
that
camo
video, right over
bottom right with the cam. Oh, here. Do we have sound? I liked the car. I thought it was nice.
Oops.
It's because we have.
Sorry, we had to turn off the feedback, turn off the monitoring. There you go. Sorry about that, folks. I want to hear this fucking thing. I heard a video of it like idling, and it sounded crazy. Real. This is the Apollo IE.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my God. That sounds like an LMP1 car.
Well,
Oh my God, that's what F1 cars should sound like.
Wait. That's fucking awesome.
That's the best overrun I've heard in 20 years, I think.
That's awesome. That sounds great.
The guy that bought Apollo is this big GT1 fan, and he wanted a car to kind of go back to that era. So
he designed that thing, put fighter plane wings on it, and then had the company that built CLK GTRs develop it.
Oh no, they actually did all of the development in house.
So they're just building it?
No, they're just testing. They're doing the final okaying.
Copy. Fucking nuts, dude.
Oh yeah,
that's wild.
They're ridiculous, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, they're not selling that in America.
I think they might sell one, but I think it'll be like a track-only
thing.
They're only selling 10, and I think they're all sold.
So crazy.
But they're also
obviously they're all sold. People have the kind of
They're also gonna do another car later.
2.3. Yup.
Oh yeah.
Look what we just found on Bring It Show today. Pull that up.
Ooh.
Here, this is a car for. Can you zoom in? This color on this car. This is a Bentley Continental
blue.
T Mulliner. It's on Bring It Trailer right now. Current bid $26,500. I bet it goes for like 100 and plus. It's fire as fuck. It's the short wheelbase.
That's the only point against it is the steering wheel, which is also blue, because the exterior is like blue something mica.
It's blue steering wheel, blue dash upper, blue door upper.
Oh, but the rest of it is white and wood, which looks great.
Yeah.
Why would you? Okay. Well, it's okay. Good.
It looks awesome. Everything about that car is amazing. 6 3/4, 420 horsepower, and 650 pound-feet of fucking torque.
That's a shit ton.
That's so fire. I want it so badly. Great Los Angeles car.
Oh yeah.
Did you see? Oh
Ooh.
Wow! Someone just found a Wolf 250 GD. It's like a Safari Galandowagen.
Yeah, the short
G-Wagen.
wheelbase
Old
G-Wagon.
one, yeah. I found in New York last weekend the best Rolls Royce ever. It was cream over white. Can you go to my Instagram, Tim? It was cream. It's amazing.
Cream on the top?
Yeah. Look, go down just a little bit.
Clean
There,
on the inside.
left.
Cream,
Oh my
Cream on the
goodness.
top, and then right at the door handles, it's like a 2002 Rolls, the one that looked kind of the same as the Bentley.
Yeah.
Before the Phantom came out, right? So cream on the top, and then right where the door handles are, it switches to white, and then it has white walls with white and cream.
The wheels are terrible.
The wheels are stock, the chromes, and it's a long wheelbase. It's got a driver idling on a red spot in New York City, and the painted, you can't see it in this Instagram picture unless you zoom in on your phone, but it says, what did it say? Ms. Magnolia painted under the rear door handle.
It's $100,000 extra.
Fire.
Wow.
That guy has, the driver of this vehicle has had money since the Great Depression.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
This was the car that Ms. Magnolia was chauffeured around in. Whoever that is.
It currently chauffeured around.
That's right.
A fan commented on this picture that apparently this woman or family has a second one of these that is identical, but it's like 5 years older, and they live on Park Avenue West or something.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Central Park West, whatever. Let's go to Super Chat. The goal with Super Chat eventually is to eliminate advertising.
That family like created the cotton T-shirt or something.
Created the cotton gin.
My name's Gin. My brother makes alcohol.
That didn't work.
Cotton gin. I don't care. I'm tired.
I know. I feel you.
Don't bike to work. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, if you have to do shit, biking to work in the summer is hard. If you need your brain when you get there.
Electric skateboard.
Tim's really on
Should
this.
we do mobility or what?
Birds.
Should we do mobility videos, Klein?
Like,
Yeah.
Like bird versus lime
Yes.
scooters
Yeah.
and electric skateboards. Tim could be our
They're
mobility
fun.
correspondent.
I think they're fun.
Hell yeah.
I think they're fun to
Yeah.
ride. Are the videos fun? I don't know
Maybe.
about that.
I mean, if you crash, that'd be really fun.
People
You
will
get
click it.
Super good rev share.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if we went to one like a crash test place and just had people smash them, like ride them into walls?
Ow. Well, insurance. No, but yeah, dude, electric skateboards are really fun.
Let's
I rode
just
one
give
once.
them
They're
to
fast.
tourists on the fucking boardwalk
Down the street and let them crash
and just
themselves.
let them crash. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw a good crash yesterday. I really was happy about it. It's bad that I cheer for crashes. It is, but they're not locals crashes. They're tourist crashes. I'm not cheering for someone with a briefcase, in a suit
Right.
riding to work on one. I'm cheering for someone with a fucking selfie stick and a moo-moo. That's the crash I'm
That
cheering
person needs
for.
to get doored.
They crash on the sand or do they crash onto the ground?
So the two crashes that happen the most are there's a bend in the bike path and people really misjudge that where the edge is of the bend. Like it's the inside of a big open sweeper and they drop a front wheel and that's the end. And they go right over the handlebars. And then the other one is there's kind of a someone's phone's vibrating. There's kind of a
I think mine's on that box over there charging.
Well, that sucks. There's a big
don't worry about it.
there's a big crack in the bike path. Like it's like concrete, and there's a big crack. And if you drop a wheel in it just right, you will go over the handlebars. And they do that into the grassy berm. And I saw someone do that, and it was absolutely incredible. I mean, but like
No, but I watch those people riding by like holding their phone,
Yeah.
fluffing hair while riding, or like just trying to get the sunset
Yeah,
right, and you're like, I want you to fall.
look
'cause
how
you're in the
whimsical
way.
I am.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
You're
like
doing something stupid already.
yeah.
If you're just riding, fine.
And someone like that has probably been in my way while I am biking or walking down the street, or almost hit me or something.
Definitely.
Yeah, that guy's like crossed on a green light, while texting,
Yes.
and almost got his ass run over.
Bill Burr speaks of that guy often.
I bet.
We already have that guy.
Yeah.
We don't need that guy anymore.
that guy.
Let's see, what do we got for the super chats? Danny wants to know: will the R32 GTRs drop or chill in price once R33s become legal? Which is that next year? What are we at? 18 would be 93.
Yeah.
No, 95 is an R33. So we got a couple years left. Look, the R32 is the most common of the GTRs. They made the most of them.
But it's
so
also the better one.
I think it's better than a 33, but not better than a 34.
I haven't driven a 34.
34s are awesome. They're
That's also the one. That's the one that
It's the one.
brought everyone's attention to.
Definitely.
In general,
You
it's
get-
a better
but it-
looking.
best
I'd rather have a
engine,
32.
Best engine, best diff, and you get a 6-speed and best looking.
Wasn't the 33 slightly heavier than 32?
32s
So
are
it's
heavier
like
too, yeah.
I could
wide.
see people going, yeah, the 32 is really like the driver's one before 34.
And
shows
actually,
up.
the seating position's a little strange in the 33, and it shares the steering wheel with a Maxima. It's got like a 4-spoke Maxima steering wheel that's no bueno.
4-spoke wheels are never good.
No, they're almost never good.
Yeah.
Very occasionally someone figures out a loophole in the wheel in the wheel game, but it's rare. If it's a split fork at the bottom, that could be a thing.
And that's really a 3.
yeah, but not your typical that. No, and Porsche's, the one in my Porsche,
The
fucking
VHS
out of here,
cassette,
bro.
definitely.
The VHS cassette.
I said
that's
to
a
Harris
good way
once, I was
to-
like, that's
my
the worst
God,
steering wheel in
yeah.
the world. He was like, you don't know what you mean. I'm like, this is terrible, man. Like, you are not the king of aesthetics.
It is terrible. He's right. I do think R32s will dip a little bit when 33s become legal. Right now, it's your only option, so that's the market, you know. But 32s are. Don't get me wrong. Like, they're fucking great, and a 32 is an 85% approximation of a 34. They're not that different. The 34 is just like faster, more refined, and has a 6th gear. It's just a nicer car. It's just and they made a lot
bit
less.
better.
A lot less 34s.
Yeah.
They're
But you
rare.
could get Evos and WRXs now.
Bro, Pajero Evo. I talked about it 2 shows
yeah.
ago, and now
That
everyone's
was
seeing them ever.
sweet.
Yeah.
Pajero Evos are fucking bad. I think they'll dip, but if you like an R32 GTR, find a good one that's as close to stock as you can. Buy it, drive it. They're lovely. They're
Great to drive.
I didn't pay a lot for mine. I got lucky, but they're to me an R32 sorted as like a $35,000 to $40,000 driving experience. Very refined and nice to drive. Make sure the air conditioning works.
Top rank.
Yeah.
Always has a
Japanese
handful of them.
classics, and then my homie Sean Morris, IVI, International Vehicle Importers. I got to get Sean on the fucking podcast. Write him down. We'll talk GTRs. I'll get Sean Morris on the podcast. He's like the GTR whisperer.
This guy was going to bring me for a one take, a 1991 Toyota Mark II, which he bought from, I think, Japanese Classics, but he bought it like sight unseen. And when it showed up, it was like a stealth tuned car, but it had like some good parts, but then also had like no ABS. Like that module was broken and some other things, so he had to postpone bringing it for a drive because it looks sweet.
Yeah, definitely do like Starlets and shit too.
Oh, yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff that's coming out now is really really good. Yeah. What else we got, Timmer? Let's see. Sean Smith, weekend Napa trip with the wife. Turo choices. Great are a GT350 for $250 a day, a 9971 C2S manual for $220 a day, or a 2015 F-Type R convertible for $175 a day, or 9912, let's assume that means GTS PDK. Oh my God. And these are all really close, man. Okay, let's assume you have no problem paying for these. What will offer the best experience in Napa for a weekend?
Not the F-Type R.
Not the F-Type R. I hate to say F-Types are fun, but they're not that special.
No.
Well, if it is the original F-Type R, the rear-wheel drive
17.
one. Oh,
17 is
oh God.
and he's not
no.
going to go do to run a car.
Yeah.
That's the all-wheel drive one, and also is terrible.
I personally lean to GT350 because it would give you a sound experience that the other cars won't.
Yeah.
And there won't be
interior
many of
is
them in
just-
Napa. There's going to be 911s all over the place.
but the interior is so Mustang.
I know, but it's 2 days.
They're special for another. I think the 350 would offer the most unique experience because that is a special engine.
It definitely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The engine is.
Yeah. And
that
like
car's
the
part of
Porsches, like those Porsches will be around. Like those aren't special Porsches; those are normal Porsches. So like you could always grab something like that later. I say 350.
Yeah.
In Napa, you're not going to be sitting in traffic. You're going to be winding through the mountain, letting that
that's true.
fucker sing. That'll be good.
If you want to drive a 911 there, just borrow one from someone else at the hotel.
Make sure that
Swap
make sure
keys.
that 350's got mag ride. That's still optional in 17. If it doesn't, you're not going to be happy with it. Make sure it's got mag ride. Yeah, it's standard now. Might be. Make sure it's got it. Whatever. Sheboygan. Greg says most expensive production car that only a true enthusiast would own.
Ooh.
I mean,
There's a ton of them.
all of those crazy expensive cars real enthusiasts own. You're not. People who are buying LaFerraris are not like fake enthusiasts.
No, they like cars.
They got a lot of fucking money. You can get mad that they have too much money and other people could use some of it, but like,
I think
know.
those the Eagle, that company that
those
did like the
Jags?
F-Type,
Oh.
that's like it's
Tim,
not
can
from
you
a
get
brand
a picture
people
of the
really
Jaguar
know.
E-Type Eagle?
Yeah, because there's probably a
$500,000.
few people buying like LaFerraris that just like, oh, it's gonna go up, it's investment. Like I kind of like cars, but the Eagle drives like an old car, but it's super expensive and it's weird from a company that people don't know about. That would be
Look at that fucking thing. Isn't that fire? I drove not an Eagle. Look at the one on the. This is sort of like a lightweight coupe recreation. If you look at the top right, the Speedster one that Clarkson drove. My buddy, remember Doug Tabbitt's switch cars in Spring Mountain?
Yeah.
He had one that wasn't an Eagle, but it was like basically
Real close.
really close. Beautiful, punched out, ball polished motor and a 6-speed gearbox, and it was amazing. It was so cool. E-types are really undervalued right now.
yeah,
I mean,
you
they
could-
made a lot of them,
You
but
could pick them up for dirty cheap.
yeah, and you can get a great runner that like maybe isn't numbers matching or whatever.
25?
You want the 6 definitely with a manual.
Oh, yeah, not the
and,
12.
and not a +2+2, but like instant, smiles and waves at Pebble Beach, and they're pretty reasonably priced and nice to drive. They're fun. They sound good. Is that Martin Brundle has an Eagle E-Type, huh?
No, he's got a. Oh yeah, he does. Sorry.
Martin Brundle and his Eagle E-Type. Good for Martin Brundle. He survived that fucking crazy crash in Australia. Look at that picture of the top, the rear of the Eagle, top left.
The rear is great.
Is that? Wow. That looks like if Rod Emery had his hands on an Eagle, on an E-Type.
Now
Yeah.
I need to see that.
Yeah. What, Rod Emery do an E-Type?
Yeah.
I'd love to see
Upward
Rod Emery
angle
do-
exhaust is rare because of packaging reasons, obviously, and it's just so good. It's so
That
nice.
is a fucking sexy.
You
But
think
what's
the Eagles-
weird is the top right. It kind of reminds me of an SLS, just based on proportions.
A little
at that
bit.
front
Wow,
angle.
look, at the front 3/4, man, it's got a schnoz
It
on it.
sure as fuck does.
You're sitting on that. It almost looks like that Bill Thomas cheetah thing.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy, right? A real enthusiast would have that. Honestly, to that question, I mean,
Buy
look,
whatever
there's
you
a lot
want.
of fucking
Like,
rich
if
people
you have
in the
that
world.
kind of cash, buy whatever you want
Yeah.
and go drive it.
There's a lot of rich people in the world that don't have, 50 car collections or supercars and stuff. Like the people who do are real enthusiasts,
Yeah.
for sure. There's a certain level. If you buy a brand new Ferrari, that you lease every 3 years, that's one thing. You're much less likely to be an enthusiast than if you got something that's like 7 fucking figures. Let's see.
But what's this? What's the drummer from Pink Floyd that has
Nick Mason?
Yeah, I mean
He's a real enthusiast.
He is. Yeah, his car is worth like $70 million, and he's out driving it.
Yeah, I think it's worth more because he crashed it, right?
Probably
Because it was,
That's great.
yeah. I mean, if it's celebrity ownership and crash,
He takes it to Goodwood all the
dude,
time.
we were
It's
talking
awesome.
about with Scott Eastwood, who records his podcast. Timmy, what's his show called? Plug it.
Live Life Better. with
Live
Scott
Life Better
Eastwood.
with Scott
Check
Eastwood.
it out. It's dope.
Scott is a fucking sweetheart, and he got a GT. I'm so jealous. A new one,
Oh,
gurney
yeah.
colors and shit. And he's afraid of mileage, because it's a lot
No,
of
drive
money.
it.
It's a lot of money, even for a rich guy.
That car is not
And,
going to go down in value.
No, not if it's Scott Eastwood's GT.
No.
Like I was saying, like
it'll be fine.
Do
Go
you
drive
give a
it.
shit what the mileage on
No.
Steve McQueen's XKSS is? No, because
Ew.
it's Steve McQueen mileage. You know what I mean?
It'll be fine.
Yeah, drive the fucking thing, Scotty. If you're listening, go drive
it.
your car. Come out and drive with me, Scotty. Okay, let's see. Aaron says C7 Z51 Corvette. Is there a better performance bargain right now for under 42 grand? Nope.
Type R.
Nope. Wrong.
No.
Oh God!
No.
Come on. The Type
Look,
R is so good.
better than a
better than a
C7.
Z51 Corvette.
Fuck
off.
Does the
You
Z51
are-
Corvette overheat after 3 laps?
I
in
think
warm
they might have
weather?
fixed that. I do think.
C7s?
No.
Those
C7s.
LT motors?
Z51. No, Z06 is
No,
overheated.
you
not
could
Z06.
still
The NA
51.
cars are aces. This dude wants a weekend fun car that can autocross track and take to Cars and Coffee coming out of an S2000. That is a totally logical upgrade from an S2000.
100%. Good
Dynamics are similar,
42 is-
front, rear. It's going to very, very manageable, easy car to drive. 5-mode PTM
And
is
it'll
the
do the
shit.
same kind of dynamics that
Yeah,
it's used to.
yeah.
I get
Your
that.
driving style will not change. I say no. That is not a better deal. And what else could you get for 42? Can you get into a good like Cayman S? You can get into a good Cayman S, but it's not going to be as fast as a Corvette.
No.
And it'll have good handling, just different dynamic than the front rear before.
You may want to look into C6 Z06s.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You could maybe get a base-ish Mustang with a PP1.
Not for 42.
Corvette over that.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, Corvette over that. You could maybe look at a Camaro 1LE.
Ooh. You could
I'd rather
get
have the Corvette.
I'd rather have the Corvette too.
The Corvette has like
if we're talking used though, Z28.
Oh yeah, you might be able to find a Z28.
There were new ones when I used to live up in Canyon Country or like Santa Clarita. There were 2 new ones, 0 miles for 40.
Whoa.
Stop it. Why? They must not have air
Didn't they want
conditioning.
eight?
That was
Oh,
only
maybe
2
that.
years. That was
Yeah.
a year and a half ago.
Because
They
3
were
years ago
still
they wanted
new.
80.
I know.
Still new, just sitting on the lot.
Chris likes his a lot. If it's got air conditioning, you're fine. You don't
I'd
want a
take
car
it.
like that without air conditioning. There's some options, Aaron. I think the Corvette's a good option, unless you can find something niche and specialty. You can also get something a little more offbeat if you wanted to do that.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
something if autocrossing.
R32.
Yeah, you could get a Skyline.
You could
Yeah,
get a really
you could get some
great
shit like that if you
R32
if you
GTR.
wanted to do modify slightly.
That's what
tweak.
I would like to
BMW
if I live here.
135.
Oh yeah, of course. And
You
then
know?
you could save 10 grand at least if you got a 135 and then modded it.
Yeah, I mean, 42 grand, you might be able to get into a good, or get a great M3 as well.
Totally.
If you wanted a back seat, but presumably coming out of an S2000, you don't. I love the big trunk in the Corvette too, and that you can take the roof off. Like that's really really nice.
That's always wonderful.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, buddy. Let's see. We need help. I don't know which car to buy. Currently looking at an Alpha 4C, a Lotus Evora S, and a C7 Z06 / Grand Sport. I think you should go with the C7 Grand Sport. That's my favorite of the C7s right now.
The C7 Grand Sport is wonderful.
Yeah, an Alpha 4C, if you don't need an Alpha 4C in your life, if you're cross-shopping with something, don't get it.
Yeah.
You have to need that car.
You will.
You know what I mean?
There are going to be a lot of electrical issues.
Well, you just
even when they're new, like I drove one for I think a full 2 days on a shoot we had, and it was cool looking and it was kind of fun, and that wore off after like a day. And then when you're like, it's really loud inside. The front end grip isn't that good. Like Musto I think said the alignment and tire. That was you.
Yeah.
Like that needs to be fixed. It's got a lot of holes in its game.
The
It's
seats
very
are also real stiff, and you're just like,
It's not my favorite. If you don't need that in your life, that you don't want it. I mean, the Corvettes, the Grand Sport, I drove at the track. It was delightful. It's got a lot of grip, but if it breaks loose, it's really progressive and it's fast and easy, and practical.
if you have the Cup 2 tires, you're pulling like 1.5.
You know those Cup 2s are run flats?
Really?
I didn't know that shit. Even the ZR1's Cup 2s are run flats. I did not. I was lapping and feeling good, and that thing ran a 23 with Randy driving, not me. But yeah, on run flats, couldn't believe it. Shocked. Cup 2 run flats.
Shocked.
How about that, huh?
Well,
How's the Grand Sport around town? Too wide, too stiff, or flat?
Yeah,
That's
it's easy. Yeah, it's easy. I mean, it's got the low nose, and so
That's it.
All Corvettes, not the base ones, but like all the fast vets have the low nose. You got to hit the angle there,
Right.
but easy. Comfortable and quiet and easy. Nothing bad about it.
They're good cars.
Even the
They do a lot.
ZR1, even with fucking 700 horsepower, easy as pie. Nothing. There's no difference.
They're very good. They're good Swiss Army knives,
Yeah.
except for off-roading.
All right, thank you. But what was this other Evora S? Lotus Evora S's are pretty good. The 400s are great if you can push your budget to a 400. The Evora S is really nice, but I hesitate to recommend a 4S because I know how good the 400 is.
Yeah.
400 is lovely, so I would, if you can make that happen. Okay, Beef Supreme, great username. Heard the raving about the. Where did you go, Tim? What
I don't
happened?
know.
You fucked up.
I fucked up.
You
the
lost the
pizza.
question.
I fucked up the taco.
Okay, there we go. Okay, McLaren 720S versus 0506 Ford GT with consideration as an investment.
Oh, Ford GT.
The Ford GT is the better investment.
But the 720 is fucking phenomenal.
Have you driven an old Ford GT?
No.
Oh, it's really nice. It's really nice. It was up until very recently the best car I've ever driven.
Really?
Yeah. Like perfect 6-speed gearbox, perfect linear power band, perfect sound, perfect comfort, everything great. Best steering ever. So nice. So nice. And as you know, and a proven investment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There will never be any more of them than there are right this minute.
They'll probably go up in value because of the new GT.
Yeah. Which you drove, right?
Yep.
I drove it too.
Yep.
I liked it.
It's fine. I don't like the engine. I don't like it noise. It doesn't sound good.
You know what noises I like that it makes is that the down pops that you get from Daytona prototypes. I like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But, and it handles like a fucking race car.
Yeah.
Which is great.
I calculated
But
my average.
It's kind of just like this soulless type of
I don't
machine.
think it's soulless.
Really?
I think it's a homologation race car, and there are. I think sound was sacrificed for packaging, but it's got the fucking speed.
So I was lucky enough to go 720S to 4GT, like back to back.
Yeah, I went the other way around and 2 weeks apart.
Mine was like 2 minutes apart.
Yeah, it's that much better.
It's that much better.
Yeah, I believe it. The 720 is better.
Yeah.
I preferred driving the 720 to the 4GT, but the 4GT felt like a very special thing.
It's cool, and because the rear view mirror or the camera is kind of shit.
Yeah,
you have to kind of back it up like Countach.
The thing with the 4GT,
sill and look back.
From Newcomb's Ranch to the Shell station, I carried an average speed that is almost beyond belief. Like I can't. When I did the math later because I timed it, I was like, okay.
How did you have enough gas? Because I remember the Ford just
it had a small
sucking.
tank. It had a small tank. I had to stop in the middle of I did 250 miles in like 7 hours. That was my loan, and I had to come down and fill it up with gas. I drove 2 tanks of gas in 7 hours in that car.
It's funny because the last 4GT got terrible mileage.
I drove at an unbelievable pace.
So when we were lapping the GT on track, we had to keep filling it up, and I got into it.
That happened to Chris Harris too. Didn't he run out of gas in VIR?
Yeah,
I think he did.
So I got back into it right after it had come back from the gas station, and I looked at the gas mileage after the lap sessions. It was 69
miles to empty for a whole tank, right? Yeah. I did a CTSV. I did 64 track miles in a tank of gas once. It was brutal. But the GT was, I thought it was special in its own way.
It's special.
I wouldn't spend my own money on it if I had it, but I did think I thought it was cool. I'm a little more 720 though.
Yeah,
I agree. Thank you, Omar. Thank you, Lotus Evora 400 or Carrera T for fifth car. Jesus, buddy.
Replacing a 4C.
Oh, okay. 400. Fifth car?
Yeah.
400. The 400 is great. I'm looking for to.
He had an Alpha 4C.
He had an Alpha 4C.
Wow.
Yeah. Tell us all about it in 100 characters less.
Yeah.
No, I say go with the 400. They're great. Someone wants to know, why do people tune old Civics? I can tell you why. Because they're cheap. Fun.
And yeah,
they're really fun.
Good cars.
And they're reliable and they're light and you can make them handle just amazing.
Yeah, they catch a really bad rap because some people do a really bad job tuning them. But like the good ones, go back in our channel and just search keyword Civic. Mm-hmm. Almost every Civic that you and I have ever driven on this channel has been amazing.
Yeah.
Like 20 to 1, good to bad. They have great geometries. I think you have 140, 150 horsepower is a shitload in one of those cars.
They carry.
I think
speed.
Fast and the Furious fucked them up.
Sure, yeah.
I think that whole
Fast and Furious
yeah.
also killed the Maxima. That's not going to be a hypothesis for me.
That's
that
right.
front wheel drive burnout
Terrible.
was the end of the Maxima.
Yeah.
And I love that car because their first commercial I remember was like 222 horsepower. It was drifting at El Mirage.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's that? I was a kid. I was like, what's that thing? And then the Fast and the Furious burnout came.
Yep. That was Craig Lieberman's Altima. He owned that car.
That was Vince's car, right?
Yeah. Still in supercharged Altima.
Regrettable character, regrettable car.
Carl, hey buddy. Carl has been on the show. Carl Muth has handwriting like the Constitution. He's a genius. And he just donated $100. He's a man. Why don't more people buy used Ultima GTRs? Still a fantastic handling platform. So many reliable motors. And you can basically have a Daytona prototype for a fraction of the price. Folks have dedicated track cars, so it can't just be the not street legal. I have one reason, Carl. And I've never driven one, so by all accounts, they're fun to drive. You got a picture of an Ultima GTR?
They're amazing.
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They look like Daytona prototypes, but a little smaller. I think they're closer to, would you call it a Group C car?
I wouldn't know. I don't know, because
the coupes are more
way
common.
smaller than
it's
a Group
little,
C.
yeah. It's like, and you can fit a bunch of motors. You can fit an LS motor. This dude, remember
Will.
Hefner?
Yeah.
Huh?
Will Sable Courtney from The Drive, he drove it like an LS7 one.
Yeah, so LSs are popular. When we went down and filmed something with Jason Hefner, he was putting a twin-turbo 4GT engine in the back
People
of one.
have fit
That sounds like
serious
fun.
forced induction into Ultimas.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
They're real crazy, and I bet you they don't cost anything used. Here's the point against, because Carl wanted, I think, a point against. So why don't more people buy used? I think because they're small as shit.
Small.
They're really small. I think they're really hot because it's
Yeah.
like a glass canopy with like not good ventilation and air conditioning. And BBI had one in their shop for a while.
Don't they still have it? I thought they...
Is it gone yet?
I don't know.
I don't know if it's gone yet or it's still there. I haven't been down there a bit. But like apparently this dude bought it and they were tasked with, sorting it for track work, and they said it was not
Good.
It was not good. They just said the amount of money that it was going to take to get this thing sorted so that it drove properly was a ton of money on top of whatever the dude paid.
I'd like
for the
to see
car.
what the front suspension, like geometry, actually looks like.
What's
the chassis underneath that body?
They've been making them things for a while.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
think
know.
there's a lot of customization, so, like engine-wise and everything, so I'm not sure if people like... What package did you get your front geometry? The cheap one or the good one?
Yeah. They also look kind of kit car-ish.
They do.
Their
are.
proportions aren't like great.
And they're probably a little intimidating. If you have to tow it to the track, and then it's from a brand people don't really know, and it's really fucking fast. Like your skill level has to be high. There's a lot of other cars you could pick on the way there that you could drive there comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, if you started with a Z06 and then added power and handling, that's probably a more...
But you could also, if you wanted that type of lunacy, Ariel Atom.
Or radical.
Yeah.
I think a radical probably has a better... I think people that are going to that direction probably go towards... If you're buying... Is there
BAC mono.
Can you race... because there's club racing for radicals. There's
a ton of them, yeah.
Yeah, there's so many clubs that... I don't know, is there what you could race that in?
An Ultima?
Yeah.
Some weird open class. Yeah, that's true.
No idea.
It's more like a track day car.
Maybe there's a NASA thing. Yeah, it doesn't have a cage in it, does it? Yeah, so I don't know. At that point, if what you want is something that maybe you don't want something that looks like a race car but isn't really a race car.
Are they from Europe? Where are they built?
Europe.
Are they?
I think so.
I don't know.
The one that's in the States is like SLC, like the super light cars that kind of look like an Ultimate.
Super light. At Grid Life Atlanta last year, a guy had a super light with an LS3 in it. Can you get a picture of a super light SLC? It was, looks like a better version of this.
They're built
actually
in like Michigan, and you can kind of put whatever you want into it.
Yeah, get that yellow one there.
Ooh, that's a good looking
That was
car.
the one that was at Road Atlanta. And
definitely a bigger canopy than the Ultima. The windshield has more rake, so it's got a little bit more space there.
It was fast, dude. It was running in the it was running in the 20s.
That's a very
Road Atlanta. It was
a cool
which is
car.
very, very fast. And
you can buy a turnkey one, right?
Hell yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? Just take an Ultima, grab the ends, and just stretch it.
Yeah.
2 feet, and that's
They've
what it looks
improved
like.
the proportions and modernized.
Yeah.
Probably makes
Ultima's
it handle better,
still in
too.
the 90s. Yeah. I can't speak to. I don't know much about these things, but the guy running this thing at Road Atlanta Grid Life last year, it was fucking fast. It was really, really fast.
I mean,
They
it
raced
better be
them
look
for
at it.
SCCA, I think.
Yeah, I think
Wow.
you could do it
25
in,
hours of Thunderhill.
There's a
think
race
there's a
car
couple of
version
them.
of these. Yeah. It's I don't know much about it other than it has an LS engine and it's a prototype thing and it's fucking fast. But thanks, Carl. I hope to see you very soon, buddy. You have an open invite to return. He's one of our favorite people. Aaron says F-Type V6S for daily driver and canyons, stock 19-inch wheels, keep standard size in Pilot Sport S or what, a +1? He wants a +1 in Pilot Super Sports. Keep the standard size in the PS4S. You don't need to go +1. PS4S and PSS are almost exactly the same. Get the
only difference is if you go to Cup 2.
Yeah. Don't get Cup 2s on an F-Type. That's unnecessary. No, PS4S in your standard size. An F-Type, my mom has an F-Type V6S with 19-inch wheels, and it's lovely. I hope you enjoy your car. Jonathon Klein. Know him? No? I thought it was going to say Jordon there, and I was like, oh, it's your brother or some shit. Speaking of which, brothers, who saw 3 Identical Strangers? Anyone see it yet? This movie, it's a documentary about triplets that were separated at birth and given up for adoption.
Whoa.
None of them knew about each other. And 2 of them ran into each other at college.
Wow.
And then because that was an interesting story, it went in the papers. And
the other one found
the
them.
third one saw the fucking paper and was like, there's 2 of me in the paper. they're like Goombas from Long Island.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I watched
check
it on
out.
I watched it on Delta as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And that's when it starts to get real crazy, because I didn't just give it away. Like that's the beginning, and there's a lot more to it than just that. But it's wild as fuck.
What's it called? 3
Identical Strangers.
Because they're identical.
I love
but they're
documentaries. I
strange.
watch like every documentary that comes out on Netflix, so it was good. Jordan wants to know initial thoughts on the M2 competition. Was anyone Ascari for the press event? Did you drive M2 competition yet?
Nope.
You drive regular M2?
Yep.
Like it?
I do.
Like it a lot.
Yeah. Drift maniac.
Zach, were you
Fun
with
car.
me for M2 or just for M3? Just for M3, right?
What?
Did you drive the M2
well, I drove
with
the
me
M2
at Grid Life with me?
No, you
No, M3, but I drove it around in Germany when we
yeah.
shot it for drive. Like, I did transport it back and do some
How
other
did you
stuff.
like it?
I mean, it was great. It was, to me, that is the new M3.
Right.
It's the correct size. And then I've heard, I think Harris said the competition was amazing. Like, he texted us about it, but I haven't driven it yet.
I'm sure it probably is.
Because the M2 is really good. It's the right size. Its power is good. Like, the dynamics are good.
More.
Yeah, it's more. A little bit more.
The
Although that
potential
wing looks
downside.
shit.
The wings are terrible.
It doesn't come with that. That's a special thing, right? The regular M2 competition.
M Performance, probably.
M Performance catalog shit on there.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Leftover from
Thank
GTS.
God. What are the wheels look like? Can I see the wheels?
I think those are them, aren't they? No.
Is that it, or is that M Performance wheels? I'm sorry.
Those look like HREs.
Those are regular M2 wheels.
Yeah.
Says
410 horsepower. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
The only potential downside, the M2 on bumpy roads was a little stiff.
Yep.
Little stiff. Did you drive the Dynam one?
No.
The Dynam one is
Oh,
fucking...
no, the white one. Yeah.
The
That
Dynam one was hot.
Yeah.
And they soften it. They use the KWs and soften it, so that
that
could
was
be
fun.
your
Forgot about that.
thing.
That's been a while.
They know suspension. They know how to make it work. Like,
they
make
do.
it softer, not stiffer every time.
I have the
Well, soft is
KWs and
better.
it's nice.
It's also faster on bumpy
It's
roads.
almost always faster.
Yeah.
Data Steve, thank you for your donation and for being a fan. Steven, are we still doing 1 weeks? So the problem with 1 weeks, the boat reviews, is I can't have a bunch of people come to me with boats. You have to go to them. So if you want me to drive your boat and it's feasible for me to come to you, being in a reasonable place like I really would be, then hit me up. I'm definitely down to still do some cool boat reviews. I got hit up Big Boat Ben again. Mm-hmm. Big Boat Ben is my yacht dealer friend in Newport. I got to see what he's got in the fleet. He was fun. He said it was kind of expensive for us to go. It was like $100, $200 in gas for us to go out and drive the yacht. But he said if I wanted to buy gas, we can take some shit out. So all right. But I'd like to. Boats are really fun. Let's see. Wishbone, the 1983 Lancia 037 Group B 280 horsepower spec is the best rear-wheel drive car in the world. Okay.
Sure.
Thanks. I don't know. I've never driven one, but in Forza Horizon, it was one of my favorite cars.
Any other rear-wheel drive?
Yeah,
maybe.
on loose surface in Forza Horizon, the 037 was a lovely car to drive. So that's the
Oh, I think
I know a dude with one. I gotta talk to
I think
him.
Semanchik drove one of those in New Zealand.
Did he actually? He made a video with one. Did they let him drive it?
They did.
Fuck. They're dope. Someone out there, we went to Dirtfish. I did a thing with Jay Leno up there, and they had a perfect
Yeah.
037
Zimmers.
sitting up there. Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah.
So fire. That's a good reason to go. If you're a rally fan, you have to go to Dirtfish.
Wonderful.
It's the best.
It's so much fun.
So fun. It's so beautiful. It's in the perfect part of the country for this kind of thing. They have all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive cars.
Which is what I did.
They have the
which is-
BRZs.
FRSs, right?
BRZs, yeah. But they just put like a skid plate and like rally wheels.
It's awesome. I got to race Jay Leno up there. We were doing wheel to wheel on the stage.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We were doing, it was wheel to wheel, and then we did wheel to wheel with a Pursuit Systems crane on mud tires in mud, and they were mobbing with the crane.
That's
it
cool.
was. It's for it's for this season of Jay Leno's Garage.
When's that come out?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's for the CNBC one, the TV one. I had a great day. Leno was great. It was so fun, and Dirtfish is the best place ever.
Do you remember who you were talking to at Dirtfish? Like any of the guys? Like I know most of them. They're like Trevor, like Wirt. Is there
maybe, but
Name
like
drop.
that's not going to be good radio. Like it won't matter. So, but if you want to go,
Zimmer
during-
has like a fucking amazing rally collection.
The owner of the place, it's like there's Richard Burns cars in there. There's a McRae car. There's like there's
He's got an RS200 Evo 2.
Yeah.
Which
He's got an
supposedly has like
Escort.
800 horsepower.
Yeah.
my
Escort
God.
Mexico. Like he's got all the good rally cars up there, and it's great any time of the year because like if it's wet, like it's
fine.
even better. Like
Yeah.
But Leno drove the BRZ and I drove an STI.
BRZs are so much fun.
Oh, it was great. It was such a fun day. We're just it was raining, so the whole course was mud, and it was fun. We had one. I hope it makes the show.
A moment.
We had a little moment. It was fun. Christopher, recommendations for a good dad mobile daily to replace my Ford Fusion. Something fun under 10K.
Ooh.
10K is a tough budget, man. Dad mobile 10K. I'm thinking safe and reliable first, followed by fun. How about a Toyota Corolla XRS with a 6-speed manual? You guys know this car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got
vibe,
got the Lotus Elise engine in it that revs to like 8,500 RPM and has the crazy VVTi.
That would be
Fun
fine.
as hell. Super stealth.
Very stealth.
Totally buyable for 10K.
I think I would go look for a used GS. Lexus GS, what
Like
year?
a GS 430.
Yeah.
But is that fun? Like a fun
Real
day?
drive.
I
It's
drove
got
one.
some
It wasn't not fun. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's got space because I'm thinking like if he came out of a Fusion, which is big, so he's probably got a
Right.
family. He's probably got 2 kids, so he probably needs some space. That's a pretty big car. So
I'm gonna say a newer Fusion.
Can you get a GTO?
GTO.
Like an
Dad
04,
mobile
05
means 4
GT?
doors for
find a
me. To
G8.
me.
Just find a G8.
Yeah, you
Yo,
can't
get
get
one of
that
those
for 10
Caprice cop cars, like the
yeah.
SS Caprice cop
Yeah.
cars
You could definitely get those.
for cheap.
Get a detective one. Don't make
Yeah.
your kids sit in the back of a patrol car. Things happen there. Like
Get them vaccinated.
yes.
Can
I
you get
can't.
a WRX for 10 grand?
Not
I mean,
one.
like
Not one you want.
Yeah.
A shit one.
You could Legacy
Before-
GTs are not that expensive.
Legacy GT.
That's a good one.
That-
I would
we
think
come back to that
Legacy
a lot.
GT. Yeah, Legacy GTs are good. There's a few. Good luck, sir.
Yeah.
Michael wants to know thoughts on E28S. Seems like only, or is that just E28s? Seem like only E28 nerds like them. Talking about BMW E28s, presumably. That's the. Look at that. Timmy pulled up a US Bumper 5 Series M5 for us for current bid $10,000.
It's a good car.
It will
The M5
stay
is
there.
awesome.
Yeah.
Remember
It's real nice.
the one in Spartanburg?
Amazing.
Oh, it was so nice. That E28 M5, because it's small by today's standards,
Yeah.
but it's got a lot more power than the E30 M3, so it actually feels fast.
That'd be fun.
So
Slid,
fun.
One of the best back seats I've ever sat in. Just
Yeah.
like really
Good
nice
steering
contour
wheel.
to it. It was good.
And I got to drift out. I got to
You did?
jump drift it,
Ooh.
and it was great. Had a nice diff.
Jumping anything is just fun.
Mike Musto has an E28 5 Series, automatic, like a basic one that his wife, who is not a car person, drives daily and has no issues.
Yeah. You got a really good one in an estate sale. It's like baby blue. It's a good runner.
There's
It's
a,
nice, yeah.
a white 5-speed one in my complex.
No, I think they're nice.
really nice.
I think they definitely get overshadowed by the E30s. I know. Don't look at the Skyline.
Oh my
Don't
God.
look at the Skyline. R31. Don't look at the Skyline.
Nothing has ever worn fender flares as well as that.
Yeah, I know. It's
Nothing.
sick. Don't look at the Skyline. Stop. Don't look at the Skyline.
So cheap.
It's so good.
Don't look at the Skyline.
So good.
No, E28s are nice. Some of them are faster, and there's most of them are slow. But they seem like they're solidly made,
You
and
can kind of upgrade them fairly easily.
Yeah, they have some cool parts you can do. BBS wheels and shit. Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah,
they're not bad. We like them.
They're like a style move.
Yeah, if you roll up in
Definitely.
a dope one, I'm with you, 100%. Thank you, sir. Hey, Zach, how did we meet? Start working together.
I was following Garage 419 on Facebook or something, and then you posted a thing that you needed writers for TST because it was starting. So I sent you a submission,
And it was fucking good.
and that was
Yeah, and I was like,
how
wait,
it
you live
rolled.
in LA and wrote that? Come over.
Yeah,
And
you're like, I'm in Redondo, and I was like, where's that?
And
know where that was.
I think Zach sent me that. I think within a day or two, I was like, come over and hang out. And we came over and hang out, and I like made food or something. And we just obviously, we just had the same sense of humor, and it made a lot of sense.
We just kept doing stuff.
Yeah. And I was like, do you want to help make videos?
I was
He
like, yep.
What's that?
what is camera?
This is an HPX. I don't know what that is.
Zach learned how to do everything. Zach's like as good a
100%.
shooter as I am, and didn't go to school for it. And and he's like a great writer and producer. He's organized. Zach's a fucking jack of all trades. Without Zach, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and without you, I'd have no job.
Yeah. It's a very symbiotic relationship.
Same.
Actually. It
Oh,
works
yeah,
out.
that's true.
And we were also roommates for 4 years at the big house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was ridiculous.
Yeah, and John Klein started by sending me fucking writing too.
Yep.
And then it was good. I don't think there was no, Blake was in between. Blake wrong.
Yeah.
So Smoking
Also
Tires
good.
launched the career of many fine,
Quite a
talented
few.
people.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colin Crum as well.
Woodard?
Woodard. Colin Woodard.
Yeah.
Colin Crum's a different person. Sorry. Colin Woodard. Yeah.
Woodard's
yeah.
now at Motor Trend.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
We should start putting out running again. It would help people get fucking work. But you guys everyone that they published, you kept doing it.
Yeah.
You have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
You have to there's no such thing as passive income. It's all active income.
When I got laid off from automobile, I literally took half a day to get drunk, and then I was back doing and writing,
and then
the
went
next day.
went back to test driving.
Yeah.
You took the morning off, got drunk, and then hit the canyons.
It literally was pretty much that. Allie was just like, "What do you need that night?" And I'm like, "I'm just gonna sit on the couch and get drunk." And she's like, "Have fun," and that was it.
Yeah.
That Friday, I was back doing shit.
Yeah. Kenneth wants to know what's left on each of your automotive bucket lists.
Oh, so many
Oh,
things.
there's tons.
Jumping
Lot.
trophy truck, going real fast,
That's a good one.
go 200 miles an hour.
That one's achievable.
Yeah, that's literally been
That's a
pretty
trip
close.
to
Yeah.
El Mirage.
With the right car, for
Right.
sure. I mean, that's why I
Yeah.
won 187 there. Fourth gear drift something.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Those are fun. Those are
I'll
all
leave
like
those.
are all like high octane experiences.
I like the
It's not-
adrenalines,
Yeah,
you know?
those are good.
Yeah.
I
have a
think
rally car.
I'd like to race a really good hill climb.
That'd be
fun. Bringing up Virginia City seems like a good place to start.
Great
I'm
use
gonna
of that car.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'd love to do a hill climb, maybe not Pikes Peak. I don't want to fucking die, but a good hill climb. I definitely want to have a real go in a McLaren F1. I drove one once for about 10 minutes slowly, and I'd like to have a real go in one eventually. And it's I'd like to do an awesome a road trip that's worthy of my 911 Safari car.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You know what I mean? Like a partially on-road, partially off-road, long-distance
Go up
sort
to
of
Alaska.
thing. Actually, Hannah and I were discussing this. There's a way that you can go where you run right on the coast and take like a dozen ferries and then drive and ferry and drive and ferry and drive and ferry. And it's a lot of dirt and a lot of and pavement, but it's more interesting and prettier than going the inside route.
Yeah,
So-
that would be
That seems like a
bucket.
good kind of
Yeah.
thing to do. Yeah. So, what about you, buddy?
I'd love to drive a Group B rally car.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a lot of fun. Like a Lancia, that would be wonderful. Hill climb would be would be awesome too. I want to go to the Isle of Man.
I like to go to the Isle of Man.
Yeah, that
there's
looks like
not
a
a lot of
ton
there's
of
not a
fun.
lot of things I think I'll get on a flight to watch anymore. But Isle of Man TT could be.
I wanna
Should
watch
we-
it, but I also
should we
wanna
plan
ride
a
it.
trip?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck that. Ride it.
No. I'm not gonna go like 230 miles an hour like they do. But I'd
Can
like
you
to
ride it? Is there like a 50 class? Can you
Grom
ride
class.
it? Is there a Grom?
I'd take
Grom
that.
class.
I'd take that Vitpulin.
Is there a
just
scooter?
have some
A
fun.
scooter class?
Just take that Vitpulin. It's 77 horsepower. You can't get into trouble with that.
Yeah.
Yes, I bet you can.
Probably can.
I bet you your
but-
fucking right arm.
No, but not on the roads. They're doing 210. You're going 100. So you'll
And,
be like,
yeah,
"Arr," you
it'd
know.
be fine. But I'd like to ride it. That'd be fun.
I would like to go watch the TT. I think that'd be really fun.
Oh my god, yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be crazy.
I looked into it. It's not so bad. You can get there if you book your ticket right, you can get there reasonably cheaply, and there's some really fun like charming Airbnbs like pretty much right on the course.
Oh my gosh, that'd be really cool.
yeah.
When they come over those hills doing wheelies and the squiggly. I'm like, whoa.
Except
They're doing a wheelie over the jump and then go into a squiggle.
do you think it's better to be there or do you better to watch on TV though? That's the one thing I'd worry about is being there and finding out it's
I'd
better
like
to
to
watch
be
on TV.
there. Just
I learned
because,
that like Monaco Grand Prix. It's
Well, this, I mean,
I guess
it's a
this is way
long
cheaper.
track. It's a long track. It's
That's true.
33 miles. Like the full mountain course.
Can you move between places on the course?
I think
really?
so.
I
Because
think if you-
it's like the mountain loop around.
That's
the
true.
town.
You can just move in the towns, like at the
Right.
Nürburgring.
Yeah.
You can go to the in between. There's like 2 towns in the Nürburgring.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think you can move around to like different sections. And
That's probably.
It's
a good
gonna be like
one.
watching a rally. Like it's not gonna give you. You're not gonna really.
you won't
see
get the
scope
sense.
of it like
Yeah.
you do when you
Yeah.
watch it. Like the onboard with like Dunlop or what's his name, Guy
Guy Martin.
Martin.
Fuck!
Like that's the best thing you do
Those
is
dudes
just
are-
watch the POV there.
You
But
ever want to see
you're
the
gonna
best
see
video
them go by.
ever? Look
Yeah.
at Google Guy Martin narrating Isle of Man lap. It is absolutely batshit
Have you
crazy.
seen the guys that take shifter carts there?
that
Oh my
sounds
God.
Do the
so,
full course.
How do you do that? Is it the thing? They have
Yeah.
a shifter cart race?
That's cool.
That's how you want to fucking race that shit.
Like with 200 horsepower shifter carts.
Remember
They're
in,
railing through the towns.
Remember in Switzerland, we were on that fucking Alpine road, and there was those dudes with the quads on slicks mobbing up the fucking. They had like Banshees with like slicks, like the kind of slicks you'd have on like a fucking Mini Cooper, like we were talking about earlier.
yeah.
Like Hoosiers mounted on these quads, mobbing up
What?
these canyons with leathers on and shit.
Oh my gosh,
Shit, you have a shifter cart, Isle of Man.
that'd be
There's
amazing.
a video of it. I know there's video. I've watched it.
I don't want to get TM'd in this
Yeah.
beat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's kill these questions so we can fucking end this show up. We at the end? Is this we getting there? Awesome. Thank you guys for playing this game. Can you tell us, Ray, about what suspension changes are needed to make the Safari 911? Yeah, it's actually shockingly simple.
Shocks and uprights?
Yeah, it's Elephant Racing shocks in the front, different uprights, different control arms. And then in the rear, you still use the trailing arm. It's just a different height spring and a different shock.
Yeah.
It's actually quite simple. There's the I don't know if you want to call it a suspension change. The big one is the car's seam welded. That's actually the big one.
Yeah.
And Lee took, my car's in like a million pieces right now. But that, skid plates and seam welding and the roll cage as well, the roll bar, it's a vintage style roll bar, it's a 4-pointer, is all welded in. So there's that. That's what's really important because that is what makes it not rattle when you go off road.
That's why Lee's car didn't have a squeak in it.
Yeah,
It was
when Zach
really,
and I,
really, really solid.
Yeah, when we were going
I
up
need to
that
get
rally
into one of
stage,
those.
it was incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible, because it's like you're hitting these fucking shit like rocks and ruts and-
rocks.
yeah, and no
nothing.
rattle. No, that was when I really was like, I'm sold.
Yeah.
So that's the biggie. But the actual suspension is not that crazy.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be. It's because it doesn't need to be. The Luft Auto guys, with Joey Seeley's and Pat Long, those Luft Auto things are like basically race cars. Like you can almost go enter those in a competition like as is, and they do a coilover conversion. It's much different. But for my car, having driven Lee's car, don't change a thing. It's perfect.
It was great.
Leave it. Doesn't need a thing. Wow, thank you, High Card. I really appreciate your donation.
I'm not gonna have sex with you.
I'm not. But he has a gated manual transmission Lamborghini Murcielago, and he's contemplating switching to an Aventador. Will track it.
No
thoughts.
Wait. If you have that type of money, why would you track an Aventador?
I agree with John. I think Aventador is the wrong car for the track.
It's the wrong car for turns. I mean,
Look, the SV and the S both have the 4-wheel steering.
Okay.
And they're both a lot better. I drove the S on the track.
Yeah.
The regular, no. Don't get a regular Aventador. It drives like you have to drive it like a front-wheel drive car, remember? The regular Aventador, because of the tired stagger and all this shit, you have to like trail brake it real deep and not get back on the gas until it's straight again like a front-wheel drive car. It's weird.
Awful.
If you try and throttle steer it, its only default is to push. Ooh. It's not, and you can't you're not gonna like flick enter a fucking Aventador.
No.
So your only option is
Chris
like
Harris.
heavy trail braking, right? But the SV and the S have 4-wheel steer, and it's a big difference.
Get a Performante.
But like, if you keep the gated Mercy and then take the money that you were gonna have to spend to go to an Aventador and buy something awesome just for the track.
Yeah, I would say if you want another Lambo, get a Performante.
That car is
keep your Mercy. Performantes are great. They're really fun, and they're designed to be on a racetrack.
Yeah.
They turn into a corner better.
Aero vectoring, which is so much fun.
I mean, I'll give Lambo credit. When I drove the S, I was very impressed at how much it was improved. But if you look at how much it cost, and I think it was $425,000. And to this guy's question, to get into it, he's got to get out of a car that's an investment car right now. A stick shift Merce is an investment car. An Aventador is a depreciating car right now.
Right.
I don't know. I say keep your Merce, and if you have room, get a Performante or get a Ferrari Pista, something more agile. An Aventador can get around a track, but like
it's not going to be.
It's not.
Much fun.
That's not where it wants to be.
Ew.
What would you get for call it 300 G's on a racetrack?
Oh, the Performante would
be.
That would be your
720.
720.
720.
Yeah.
The answer is 720.
It really is.
Yeah, I mean, and then you can drive it home too. It's comfortable.
But you could also just buy a race car if you wanted to for $300,000.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd rather buy a $100,000 race car, and then if I want it, I'm not upset.
I think this person wants to drive to the track and drive home.
Well, then
yeah. Consider the GT2 RS or GT3 RS, or consider.
I think a GT3 RS. Like you don't need 700 horsepower. Like you can explore 5. Like learn. That's more than most race cars have nowadays.
Stick shift Merce is
How much is the 650 or 675 LT?
They're apparently
have they dropped?
High twos. Yeah, high twos. That's drop. That's a drop. Yeah.
Get that and keep the Merce.
High twos. High twos?
Nah, it can't be 3s.
High twos, I think. I don't know. The last I heard, I think it was the high twos.
I hear 2, 2, 2, 3.
Give me 3. We'll talk about it again after Pebble Beach. We'll see if there's any there. What are you doing when you're at Pebble? Got actividades planned?
There's a couple. Lamborghini's going to drop the SVJ.
SVJ.
Yeah. Bugatti's dropping the Devo.
I hope I'm not. It was embargoed, but I think now that the car exists, I'm on the launch for it. For the SVJ.
Sweet.
I'm not going to say where or when it is because I don't want to get in trouble and get kicked off. And I was very happy to be invited.
I've been trying to get on it.
I'm going for Road and Track. It's the only reason. The only reason I'm going is because Travis can't go. Like I'm literally, my job at Road and Track is to take Travis's sloppy seconds, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like he got to go drive the Glickenhaus car at Monticello.
Yeah, I saw that.
Fucking jealous. And he got to try the Tesla Performance, which looks really fun.
I just...
Did you read his article?
I did.
The idea of inducing...
Yeah.
Was it Bob's article or Travis's?
It
was Bob's. I'm sorry, Bob, if you're out there. I'm so sorry. The idea of inducing lift throttle oversteer with the regen is so clever.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because you brake by lifting in that car.
Yeah.
You drive it with one pedal. Mm-hmm. So if you have a track mode, it cranks up the regen at the front and it induces That seems fucking fun as hell. And then when you go flat,
fun.
it's all-wheel drive again. That's so cool.
I do have to commend them for saying we want it for a little bit longer than 45 fucking minutes that everyone else got to drive it for.
Yeah. They're road and track. They wanted track.
But everyone else that is on the same
Bro,
level.
now that we're part of the MSM. Fuck them. I can tell myself to go fuck myself with my other business card now. Which is good because they pay me in pennies, but I don't care.
That's fine.
The business card's dope. That's how
that gets you things.
You know what? It got me out of a ticket.
Really?
Yeah. I got pulled over doing 41 and a 35 in Culver City in the Carrera T.
Yeah.
And I dropped to R&T.
It's how to roll.
Oh, really? And I was, check out my review, officer. Good night. He tailed me to my house, though.
That's
at 35 and a 35.
Yeah.
That's fucking good, though. Was that the end of that was the end of our questions? Oh yeah, things you're doing in Pebble. Lambo thing?
Lambo, Bugatti. I don't know what else I'm doing right now.
The Huge?
Yeah.
Crown and Anchor?
Yeah, probably.
Crown and Anchor is where it's at. For those of you going to Pebble Beach, Crown and Anchor is the best bar in Monterey.
I think Aston Martin's doing something.
They usually get the house.
Yeah.
They got their house and you can take drives in their shit.
That would be
I like
nice.
that move.
I need to see if I could worm my way into the Vantage. I still haven't driven that.
I'm waiting on that one too. I think
they're going to have
he said after Pebble.
Yeah.
That's the note I got was after Pebble we will have a car for you.
Well, they're also doing a US launch sometime in the near future.
I don't want to go on the launch. I just want one for a week. I'm a spoiled little bitch. I want to do it on my time.
It's everything I've heard is awesome.
Zach, can you say?
Not yet.
Okay.
But
Zach had to go in it, but he can't talk about it.
I saw their setup at Le Mans, and everything around Le Mans is not that nice. It's like any racetrack. It's pretty because it's France and the food's better, but it's the middle of nowhere. But Aston had rented a not great hotel because that's what's there. And then in front, they had done a drive. I wasn't on this, but they had driven 6 generations of amazing Astons from
Didn't Harris
Gaydon.
drive a Vulcan for a parade lap or something?
I think he did.
He did for a thing. Just for another
it was
thing.
on.
No, for a
Was it on
social,
Top
so-
Gear or whatever? Okay, yeah, he did. But it was really funny when you pulled into this gravel lot and there's this not fancy looking hotel and then there was a DB4 and a DB5 and and a DB11 and a DBS just sitting there and they're just sitting in these folding chairs.
Yeah.
Because that's what's around Le Mans.
That happens. We've been in that. We've had to park supercars at absolute shitholes before. We've been filming and we roll up with fucking these cars and we're staying at whatever fucking NBC Sports can afford, but just nowhere. We tried to get a hotel. We tried to get a hotel room outside of Monaco the week before the Grand Prix with no reservation once and 3 supercars. It was a disaster.
We stayed up in the hills somewhere. It was restaurant/hotel.
We stayed at someone's daughter's bedroom.
And my room had 2 beds. All the rooms had different numbers of beds, and we had the entire upstairs, which was the hotel. It was very old school.
Yeah.
It's an inn and a restaurant.
Yeah, it was so weird.
We ate foie gras. First time I've had it, and they served it in like a hockey puck for each person. You don't feel good. It was gross. It was real gross.
You need it on something.
You need it once on something. It's one, a perfect bite. And this was. Ugh.
You had to get real drunk to sleep out there. All right. Thanks for coming down, John Aaron.
Yeah, no problem.
I appreciate it. I'm glad you're above and beyond where you were at your old gig.
Oh yeah, I'm going on way more trips than
so awesome
that I went on.
Yeah.
There.
How does the family feel about all the trips?
It's been a little bit rough since we're going through the foster to adopt process right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Shitty.
Really?
It's really awful. We're on kid number 3.
What do you mean?
They come into our house, and then they get put in either a different foster home or they go back to some
and that's
family
dependent
member.
on whether or not you like them?
No.
It's dependent on what?
It's dependent on court and
eventually does the music stop playing and
hopefully
the kid stops in your house?
That's honestly the goal.
Do you have a choice over which one?
We could say no or yes to when they call and they give us some information. A lot of the information is bullshit though.
And what level of kid are we talking about here?
Infants.
Okay. Like less than 5, less than 2 infant,
less than 2 years.
less than 2. Okay.
Blank slate.
The ones that we've had have all been under like 6 weeks.
Oh wow. And then so temporarily that's your baby.
Yeah.
And you familiarize with yourself with that baby.
Yeah.
And
you love that baby.
And then they come and take the baby?
Yeah, that's happened 3 times.
Have you asked?
2 times. 3 times technically now.
Have you asked to keep the baby?
Well, that's the goal with these kids, but circumstances change. I did a piece for Jalopnik on the last one.
Sounds fucking shitty. This sounds like a terrible system.
His article is not uplifting.
It's not.
I'm sorry. And it's good.
When did the article come up? You got to send me the link. I must have missed it.
A couple months ago that we did. I've written about the last 2. The one that we have right now is still with us, but she actually went back for 4 days with her methed out mom.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
And then came back to us, which is good. Wow. She's safe. But the first one was actually I was on a Bentley launch in Austria where the call came that the kid had to go back. And it was just Allie alone.
Oh my god!
And I was 6,000 miles away.
Yeah.
But luckily, I have 2 really good friends: Aaron Broner from Bentley and Scott from Motor Trend, Scott Evans, who was my drive partner. I got the call 10 minutes before I was supposed to go drive the new V8 Bentayga, and they both I walked downstairs like completely ghosted.
Yeah,
and they're just like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No." And Scott's like, "Do you need me to drive?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I didn't drive until like later in the day when Aaron just kind of, it's like, "What do you need?"
Oh yeah, I thought you were going to tell me that she bought you a plane ticket home or something.
Oh, they were looking to get me home any way possible, but like it didn't happen. But they're just like, "What do you need?" I'm like, "Can I just go take a car and just go? And I just need to be away from people," and just let me go.
Well, if you need to get away from people, the Bentley Bentayga can take you anywhere you need to get.
Honest advertising.
So like I just drove off.
You want to be isolated from the world. The Bentley Bentayga.
It was honestly that was like the conceit of like I wrote about it for Auto Guide. Jody Lai, who's wonderful.
It's a deep piece for Auto Guide.
She let me go, which was really great. And then the next kid. He was with us for 3.5 months, and was put back with the family.
With the family, the birth mother.
Not with birth mother or father, and that's just a whole big.
Oh my god! I think I need to read this stuff and not make you relive it on the fucking show right now.
But
we were about to say goodbye, and now it's like, here we go.
No, Allie and I we wanted to escape. Mazda gave us a Miata. We went to
Holy shit, it's like the Mazda Miata when you just need to get away after
Well, no, it was honestly, I wanted something that didn't have a back seat. So, and Jacob is awesome, and he just tossed it to me and said, "Go for it." It's like, I don't need coverage, but I wrote about it just to get it kind of out. Just to be a little bit cathartic.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, and
I got to go read those pieces.
Baby number 3 now.
And how long have you had baby number 3?
Almost 2.5 months.
And so you're just one day going to get a phone call.
She might go back,
but might not.
Is there ever amount of time where it's like solidified? You know, if it crosses 6 months or a year or something, it's like
no. It really just depends on the judicial, like the court hearings. Like they can give parents like 6 months of bullshit stuff, like services and help them and.
DFS or DCS or whatever. DCFS.
Yeah.
They take a kid away from a allegedly bad parent.
Yep.
And it ends up with you.
Yeah.
Okay. As opposed to in like a group home.
Right.
Okay. So the parent has a period of time at which they can turn their behavior around.
Everyone has lawyers. Like even the kid has lawyer.
Well, that's
like a court-appointed lawyer.
That's probably good, right?
In practice, it doesn't. In practice, it doesn't really work out that way. It seems like the system is more catering towards helping, like the parents out or getting the kid back with the parents.
Well,
even when it's
really bad,
it's real fucking bad.
Well, then in theory. That should probably be like in theory. You should, if the parent does change their ways, you should want to get the kid back. Right? With the parent, right?
But I think it's like
that's that.
You know,
if like the kids that we've been taking have all come from really.
Yeah.
Like if the parent pisses clear
up
for like 3
situations.
months and they're like, all right, they're clean, they've gotten over this addiction, just as an example. But it's like that's 3 months. You know, you need years of time being off of drugs or something before it's like actually set in stone. And that's
When
just
we
a
go
idea.
off, I'll tell you
So
her story. real
last
quick.
question: do you have to do this if you want to adopt a baby? You have
through
to.
the process that we're going through. Yeah.
Are there other ways?
You can, well, okay, so if you just go straight adoption, like not through any like government or anything, like just through like a regular adoption agency, it's just really fucking expensive.
Okay.
It's 25 to 50K.
Right. So you can buy your way around this process, or you can do this.
Yeah.
No wonder my parents hate me. Jesus Christ. That's nuts.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's why the expectations were so high for you, Zachary.
And that's why I'm such a letdown.
And like my dad was adopted, and a bunch of my cousins were adopted. So like it was always something that Allie and I wanted to do, but you know, it just kind of got moved up.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh well, good luck. I mean, what do you say? I don't know what the fuck you say.
I don't know. I keep
feel like
going.
there's no way to end this conversation
between,
on a positive
Allie
note.
and I are either really, really good or we're fucking idiots because we're just putting ourselves through hell.
That seems brutal.
You're good people.
I mean, you're doing a good thing, right?
Yeah.
You're a good person. Allie's a good person. Kid's probably better with you than wherever it would be without you.
Yeah.
Even if it's
I'll
just
tell
for
you.
a short time.
But like there's so many. Every story that comes to like the front of a Reddit feed is like foster stories that are terrible. Like it's a huge system and there's not enough resources. So there's kids that get passed around to bad families.
In Los Angeles alone, there's 33,000 kids in foster care.
That's a lot.
A fuck ton.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Los Angeles County alone. That's it.
And their animal shelters are now full as well. The LA animal shelters. Not to compare
amazing.
children
No,
to animals
yeah.
directly, but no, seriously, like we're about to adopt a cat like tomorrow probably, and it might even turn into 2 cats because like Hannah's like really, really upset about the animal shelters all being full. And so we're gonna go look at a cat, and Hannah just was like, how about this one? I was like, but she was like, how about this one? And I was like, or
also,
and she was like, 2.
That's funny.
No.
Oh no!
Man.
That's how we got one of our dogs. Was like Allie's just like playing with this dog, and I'm like, oh, just joking. Oh, we're gonna take him home, and Allie looked at me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the paperwork was out, and
I mean, I made friends with a cat on the street, a couple weeks ago, and was just like petting it, and it was really nice, and took a picture of it and sent it to Hannah, and she was like, "Is he ours now?" And if I said yes, she'd have been like, "Okay, see you at home."
we found 2 dogs like that, and we're just like, oh, okay.
Well, the one cat I'm going to look at tomorrow has 3 legs.
That's awesome.
So we're between 2 names right now. Name one if we take it home. The name 1 would be Sticks, like our tripods. We call them Sticks. The name 2 would be Morgan.
I get that. Yeah, the 3-wheeler.
Yeah, I don't know. We're workshopping it around a little bit. I don't know. The cat seems very sweet though.
That's good.
Not to position. I tried to uplift your depressing ass conversation. I'm sorry. It's tough, man. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
that's a crazy system.
It's been a year, and it's only been like 8 months.
Fucking hell.
That's crazy.
That's a tough system.
But I mean, we're just there for them. Like that's what we keep telling ourselves, or like
we keep taking babies away from you.
Oh, dude. I have so much
and not
more
to
gray
mention,
hair.
you keep reliving the shit years.
You're
You're gonna have to relive the crying up all night, like over and over and over.
Like, I mean, Allie
you're
goes,
not having catches. You're just
like I'm on
diapers.
duty. I'm on duty from like 2 a.m. to when Allie gets home at like 5.
Fuck. You know what I love? Cats.
Pretty self-sufficient.
That's crazy. Self-sufficient. I couldn't do it. You're like
great.
an angel. I couldn't do it. That's crazy.
The one we have right now is great. She's wonderful.
Wow. Good luck. Fingers crossed.
Thanks.
Fingers crossed that the parents don't get better. I mean, I know it's
hard to fucking talk about.
For you to win, someone's got to fucking lose. You know what I mean?
Kinda.
Not that like
well, some like with my case, I think my birth parents were like 18 or 17. It was like, oh, we shouldn't raise a kid. And I'm saying that's optimal situation, but I'm saying maybe that the parents of the kid that you have may realize upon themselves, like maybe I should work on me and not try to juggle all these things, you know?
Yeah.
That's what you're hoping every time, right?
Well, yeah, we do kind of hope that they like work on themselves. Like, as a human, you're like, dude, you really need to get your shit together. Yeah. Maybe do that.
Right.
And maybe don't fuck up their life.
Like, your picture is up at 7-Eleven. It's there. You can stop robbing it. Sorry.
It's
funny.
No. They're there. But yeah.
Yeah. Tough. That's really, really tough.
It's been a while. It's been a wild year.
If I only had 50 G's. If you had 50 G's, would you just drop the 50 G's and not do this?
It would be a consideration, but at the same time, after going through all the stuff and learning all the stuff that we've had to learn, I'd kind of want to stick it out for a little bit longer.
All right. That's
M2 competition? Or
yeah, you definitely don't want to look at the chat right now. All right, let's kill this show. That was a good one. Thanks for coming down.
Yeah,
man.
no problem.
Fucking got deep at the end there. And our retention went up by 30 seconds during the adoption portion of this. Maybe we should.
No one can leave at the beginning of that.
I know. Nobody clicks
Motherfucker,
out.
I don't want to know this.
You start talking about the third baby. No one's like, well, let me get out of here. All right, cool, man. Enjoy your fucking Sharon to Pebble Beach.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I thought I'm driving a Trackhawk at Road Atlanta for fun.
Trackhawk?
For Grid Life.
Yeah.
Be cool.
That'll be awesome.
Grid Life X Radwood. It's going to be a good time. It's not a Sharon to Pebble Beach, but it'll be a rad time.
Let's see how fast I could get it.
Where?
I don't know.
Not in Ventura. Watch out there.
5.
Last time
just swing by El Mirage on the way out.
That'd be fucking awesome.
We would never
It's
get
the wrong direction.
They would say no.
Imagine the dust. Park that bitch on the lawn with just the dust all caked in
so
there.
You say that. I have a pitch for that.
If Lee gets my car done in time for Rensport, I have a spot in the Haggerty booth. But if it gets done and I get it, I'm probably going to try and drive it and get it fucking filthy on the way. Because if I get it done, I think I'd have to drive it straight from Atlanta to San Francisco. Like, why not? Just do it.
Yeah.
And drive a bunch on dirt.
Just find a forest road anywhere along the way.
Yeah.
Several places.
There will be places.
Yeah. I'll stop to visit, what's his name? Eli Kogan. You know Eli? He had the other white Safari car. He knows the spots. He knows the spots. We'll see if that happens. Fucking in the meantime, ride safe back to D-Town.
We will.
Yeah. Tell Allie I said hello. Jonathon Klein, folks, thank you for coming in. He's writing for fucking Robb. He's Robb Report. Where else?
Robb Report,
where's
Manual,
the other stories going?
Jalopnik, Auto Guide, Auto Blog. I had 2 pieces in Top Gear, which was fucking rad.
Wow. You are freelancing.
Oh, definitely.
Free. You're putting the free in fucking freelance.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'm trying.
Fucking free agency is a good look for you, brother.
I like it.
Take care. Thanks, folks. Live and direct. Thank you for listening. We will be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you're listening live with Alawa Roof at 3 p.m. Pacific.
Oh.
Alawa Roof.
Yeah.
The
in
only
studio.
roof.
Yeah.
3 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow. If you're not listening to this live, it'll be the next episode in order. So next week or whatever your listening schedule is. And then we've got Tony Quiroga coming in Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific for your live schedule. And then we've got my friend Jake Auerbach coming in Monday, the 20th, 10 a.m. Pacific. He works at RM. He's an auctions analyst, and he will be giving us a preview of Pebble Beach of the auctions at RM. GTO is going up. There's some real heavy hitters happening. So, all right, that's the schedule. Stick to it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.